I need a job with a steady paycheck.
I need a job that offers health care on day one for me and my kids.
I want a job where I can get certified in technical roles, like robotics or software engineering.
In communities across the country, hourly Amazon employees earn an average of over $23 an hour, with opportunities to grow their skills and their paycheck by enrolling in free skills training programs and apprenticeships. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
Now is a time to reconnect at home with those that matter most. Create your own private retreat of warmth, comfort, and relaxation with a Lopi fireplace insert or stove. Handcrafted and built in Mukilteo, Washington, Lopi has amazing custom fire designs the whole family will love. Request a quote and visit your local Lopi dealer at Innovations for Quality Living on James Street in Bellingham.
People in Whatcom and Skagit County have been choosing North Coast Credit Union for 86 years. But they're not just choosing a credit union. Our members are choosing to support local businesses. They're choosing lower fees and loan rates. They're choosing to take ownership in their communities. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Washington. Visit one of our 5 branches or northcoastcu.com to see why North Coast Credit Union is the obvious choice.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, rescue operations are in full swing on the Tibetan side of Mount Everest. After a snowstorm stranded about, 1,000 people at high-altitude campsites. And it wasn't just any snowstorm. Even locals are saying that they have not seen a snowstorm like this in an early October in many a year. Many a year. Now, these stranded mountain climbers, they're not the only ones needing rescue. A couple of would-be explorers in England. They spent 30 hours trapped in a cave system last weekend when the area was hit with an extratropical cyclone named Storm Amy. So what is an extratropical cyclone? I don't know, but it's kind of in the name. It's bad, right? Heavy winds, rains, etc., and they're in caves.
It's extra.
It's just extra. And then a man in Rhode Island, he needed some rescue after he crashed his motorcycle and then flipped over a guardrail and then fell 60 feet below. And we all agree, yeah, that sucks. But at least he could be rescued. You see, in Nashville, a skydiving instructor, he became separated from his student mid-air and crashed to his death. Meanwhile, the student was found stuck in a tree where he'd been for hours. Yes, his chute opened, but I'm going to go ahead and guess he probably had to change his underwear. But eventually, he was in fact rescued, and you can't always predict when things are going to go wrong. But other times the writing is on the wall. Take the 8th annual International Taco Bell Ultra Marathon. The idea is to run 30.9 miles while grabbing something to eat at 9 or 10 of the local Taco Bell locations. Yeah. And as you might imagine, this leads to, and I quote, physical and gastrointestinal obstacles. That's how they put it. But again, it's called the Taco Bell 50K Ultra Marathon. I'll let you do the math. But here's the thing. Sometimes maybe you're stepping into a bad idea, like the Taco Bell 50K Marathon where you're going to eat tacos. Other times, you just think you're going to have a normal day or an exciting day, and then somehow it goes sideways. And that's what today's question is all about. Today, we just want to know what happened that wasn't supposed to happen that day.
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live. Send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com. And now, watch the show live on YouTube at KISW Rock.
To remind you that 60% of sales on Amazon come from independent sellers, here's John from Devil Dog Pet Company.
We run our family business from Sterling Heights, Michigan, but we can reach customers all over the country thanks to Amazon. Good boy.
Shop small business on Amazon.
There's luxury, and then there's Monogram. At Judd & Black, you can experience both. Right now, with Monogram's one for you, one for free rebate, when you purchase select premium appliances, you'll get another absolutely free. Shopping at Judd & Black, you get personalized service, expert guidance, and luxury delivered. Browse online at juddblack.com or find the best deals in our Bellingham showroom off Exit 254. Judd & Black, your hometown appliance store for over 85 years.
Now is a time to reconnect at home with those that matter most. Create your own private retreat of warmth, comfort, and relaxation with a Lopi fireplace insert or stove. Handcrafted and built in Mukilteo, Washington, Lopi has amazing custom fire designs the whole family will love. Request a quote and visit your local Lopi dealer at at Innovations for Quality Living on James Street in Bellingham.
North Coast Credit Union is keeping things simple with free checking for everyone. That means fee-free ATMs, overdraft protection, online banking, mobile deposits, automatic bill pay, and more, all without monthly fees or transaction limits. Managing your money shouldn't be complicated. That's why North Coast Credit Union is keeping it simple. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations or northcoastcu.com to learn more.
Russell is traveling for vacation. He may not be at his destination yet, but his vacation started the second he stepped onto the Bel Air Airporter shuttle. Russell doesn't want to worry about traffic or parking. He wants to relax and let Bel Air get him to and from SeaTac safely and on time. Whatever your reason for traveling, choose Bel Air Airporter shuttle. Book your trip today at airporter.com. That's airporter.com.
Joel's away we go. Welcome to the 20th anniversary season, episode number 4,402. What a large and a charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. The exciting return of your guess is as good as mine. Our categories today. We have the 10 most deadly animals in the world.
Let me see. Mosquitoes are on there, number one.
Number one.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. So now you only have to get 9. The other category is the states that have the most gold diggers.
The states with the most gold diggers.
That's correct.
Would that be the same as like the richest states?
It's not
probably.
Not, I mean, you're not going to find a lot of love in Wyoming, South Dakota. I mean, I don't think you're going to find what you can get. But they divorce coaching company determined which states have the most gold diggers by looking at several financial factors.
Divorce coaching?
We coach you through your divorce. We coach you into it.
Okay, all right.
She sucks.
Mm-hmm.
She's horrible.
Cut bait. The concentration of millionaires and billionaires and hourly wage and cost of living in each state. Then they combined that data with dating app behaviors and online searches for phrases like sugar daddy, sugar mama, sugar baby, and marry rich. And they came up with the 10 states where people tend to look for a little money when they're getting married. The least gold digging state is Vermont.
I can believe that.
Followed by, because I don't really think that that's part of their culture. They're not looking for the jewelry. They're not looking. It's kind of a hippie state on the East Coast.
They're looking for their Baja and their Subaru, and that is it.
Yeah, there's a reason
they're already rich.
Right, you come from family money, and you decided to live in New Hampshire.
Yeah, you don't want someone marrying you taking your money. Nebraska's on that list. Montana, Wyoming.
I think in Nebraska they just gave up.
Maine, South Dakota, Alaska, Iowa, New Hampshire, Idaho. Those are the states where like, hey, man, we'll take whatever we can get.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't really matter. So those are categories coming up. The states with the most gold diggers in the world's 10 most deadliest animals. With your guess is as good as mine. That is on the way at 4:30. Big news announced this morning on the Daily Mix Morning Show. KISW proudly announces the Unwrapped Acoustic Holiday. That goes down Friday night, December the 12th, Angel of the Winds Arena in Everett.
Unwrapped.
And an unbelievable all-star lineup for one night of stripped-down acoustic holiday magic.
I'd have called it Raw Dog, but whatever, Unwrapped works.
The headliners, Brent Smith and Zach Myers, our buddies in Shinedown.
Yeah.
We're going to go up there and throw down. Along with, are you ready for this? The Pretty Reckless, Daughtry, Hollywood Undead, and Mammoth. That is Wolfgang Van Halen.
That is correct.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
Dude, he's awesome. He's really, really,
not to
really
mention
good.
Sleep Theory, Return to Dust. It is going to be an unbelievable show. Now,
acoustic.
What you need to know is Wednesday, the pre-sale tickets go on sale. Now, we are predicting these tickets are going to sell out pretty quick.
Yeah.
So the pre-sale will go through Thursday, but you start buying those tickets on Wednesday. Then general on sale starts on Friday. Okay?
That is a lot to remember.
Yeah. It's going to be an unbelievable show, though.
It should be good, yeah.
And believe it or not, I want to say that place holds 6,000-7,000-ish, somewhere in there, maybe. Either way, all the details are KISW.com. You can find out how to get tickets, how you can sign up for the pre-sale stuff and all that. And hopefully you can join us on a Friday night, December 12th, at Angel of the Winds Arena up in Everett. Stop by Brooklyn Brothers Pizza. Get yourself a slice of pie. Then walk in and check out the show.
Yeah?
I think of Brooklyn Brothers, that's a must. That is for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's going to be a great night. And believe me, you'll be hearing more about that show. Until, of course, we sell it out. Then we won't talk about it.
Yeah, don't bring it up anymore.
Yeah, it's like our 20th anniversary party. Like, don't talk about it. It's sold out. No one wants to hear about that. So please, just be aware. Wednesday pre-sale, Friday general admission.
Yes.
For that show. What else do we have for you? Oh, we're back from a little vacation.
Yeah.
I got a little time off to enjoy before the darkness sets in. And it was still up on YouTube. So that's good news. I came back and saw that we've gotten some new subscribers.
All right.
So that's going well for us.
All right.
Subscribe at KISW Rock and smash the like burger, which means
smash the like burger.
Give us a big thumbs up on there and enjoy the show on YouTube. And our question today, we're going to talk about what happened that was not supposed to happen that day. We talk about it a lot, basically, when we talk about things that happen to a lot of the clients for the advocates. As far as your day goes.
Yeah.
You didn't expect to get into a car wreck. You didn't expect bad things to happen. Sometimes it's a good thing that could have happened.
That'd be crazy if you woke up and went, I might get in an accident today.
Right.
And you
Stay
don't
home.
cause it.
No.
Right.
No. But then you have the guy that woke up in Michigan, and he was pissed off because someone won the state lottery, and it was him. Right. So you could also have that. You're like, I didn't know I was going to meet a hot woman today. I didn't know I was going to get a date offer. This is a great day.
Sure.
But it's unexpected, and that's what we're going to talk about. So the thing that struck me the couple times I looked at the news over the weekend was it was unexpected shark attack.
Why is it unexpected? Were you not in the water?
There were 4 of them. All right? Unexpected. Everything is unexpected shark attack.
It's unexpected and it's rare. And I'm like, we read this once a week. At some point, I'm not saying to expect it, but it certainly is not rare.
Like I was with family this past week, right? And when I was at Cape Cod this year, they accused me of frolicking in the ocean.
Frolicking? Right. Frolicking mean what? You got in and got out real quick?
Yeah, I got in there, was just kind of playing in the waves. I don't think I had my hands like this. They kept saying
the frolic motion?
Yeah. And I was like, no, it's not that. And they were like, you seem really scared. Now, my cousin, Carly, to her credit, she was swimming laps.
Yeah.
But there's nobody else in that water. It's just me. It is the great white, capital of the country.
Sure.
In the summer. Yeah. So my brother was saying, in the Outer Banks, they're out there, but, the attacks are rare. It's like Cape Cod. It's like, they're having 4 a year.
There's a reason why sharks...
I was right to be scared.
And people, they always give this misstatement. Like, hey, man, there's only been this many fatalities from shark attacks. And we're like, right, but we're talking about shark attacks.
Yes.
We're not saying you're going to die every time you're bitten, but people are bitten at a pretty alarming rate.
So that New Smyrna Beach, sorry, but that's why people keep going there. Because they're smaller sharks, they're aggressive. But hardly anybody ever dies. You just
here's the thing. It's why you don't go swimming at night in the ocean.
Yeah.
Because sharks only can see the shadow of you. They can't identify you. Now, if you get into the Atlantic Ocean, 99% of the time, you are in very, very cloudy water. When we go to the beaches here in Washington or down in Oregon, you can kind of see into the water. The water's clear. It isn't that way on the Atlantic.
Yeah.
A shark can almost identify you in the Pacific Ocean. I'm not saying it lessens the amount of shark attacks, but when you jump into the Atlantic Ocean, good luck.
Yeah, you can't see anything.
I mean, seriously, you bump into stuff. I've had stuff bump into my leg.
And you're just like,
and
man.
you freak the hell out because you don't know if it's just a bigger fish that went by you.
Could have been anything.
You don't know because you can't see the shadow. You can't see anything. And the sharks, they're the same way. They're looking for food. They don't know you're a human being.
The last time something bumped into my leg in the Atlantic Ocean, I did freak out. It hit me directly in the calf. Instinctively, I jump out of the water. Granted, I landed exactly where I was before, but I jumped. And this menacing thing that attacked me was someone else's baseball hat that had fallen off.
You never
but
know.
again, you can't see it.
You don't know.
You just feel it smashing to the side of your leg. And I'm like, oh, my God.
I was in a boogie board once on top of 5 feet of water.
Right.
And kicked something. So in my mind, it could only be a shark.
Got to be a shark.
But same thing. I couldn't get out of that water quick enough.
Yeah. Now, this guy probably had a decent idea bad things could happen. He is a marine biologist. His name is Mauricio, and he is 48 years old. He was
biologist.
Seriously injured while tagging sharks off Costa Rica's Pacific coast. He's part of a conservation
You're actively
project.
tagging sharks.
That is correct. So after successfully attaching a tag to the dorsal fin of a female shark, Hoyos suddenly found his entire head inside her jaws. She turned sideways in my direction. It was really fast. It was wide open. My whole head was inside of her mouth in less than a second. Ew. I heard a cracking sound then, but it was just pressure. The shark broke off almost immediately, leaving his mask knocked loose and broken. Air hoses were severed, and blood clouding his goggles. Now, despite losing air and vision, he managed to carefully ascend to the surface, where his colleagues pulled him aboard and rushed him to medics. He said the shark reacted in surprise after his tag hit the base of its dorsal fin. Basically, like he pierced the
yes!
And the shark...
That's why it reacted that way.
Wow!
Yeah.
She was heading down and never saw me. And then she felt the puncture. It was just a defensive bite. She wanted me to stay away from her personal space.
That is fair.
Yes. So the bite left him with 27 injuries to his face and scalp, one for every tooth involved. He is now awaiting jaw surgery, as it was taken.
I get it.
Yeah. If she wanted, she could have killed me, he said. She was also scared. It was not her fault. He says the incident felt like it was in slow motion. He's done this many times before.
Sure.
But he said his mind was calm. I was thinking the whole time, what do I do? He has spent 3 decades tagging everything from great whites to whale sharks. And this, what he said, was his first bite. So it was unexpected for him because he's been doing it for a long time.
But you also have to think it's a matter of time.
Right. Why? And why? Why are we tagging these doggone? This thing can accidentally put you in the hospital.
Migration patterns. They're looking just to
I don't
see.
Gotta know.
Well, I mean,
But again,
he's a marine biologist.
But how many sharks do you need to tag? If he's been doing this for 30 years, do you think this shark is different than the other sharks have
Right. Correct. Different species go to different places.
No,
like
that's what
Ted
I'm
was saying,
saying,
the
but-
great whites go to.
But you know the species.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't have to be a marine biologist. Geese fly south. You can tag them all you want, brother, but they're going that way.
Does this
Actually,
lion
they're going
still
that
eat
way.
meat?
Yes,
we
it
know.
does. Yes, it does.
I mean, I
It
understand
is
you
interesting,
tag a
yeah.
few, but how many do you need to tag before you're comfortable that that's the general behavior?
I think they like tagging them.
I think they do too. I think there is something
Nobody
they
wants to
genuinely
admit it.
enjoy.
Get the jollies with it.
We tag this shark, this shark, this shark, right? And you watch like Shark Week or whatever. I'm like, well, they're all great white sharks. Then it'll be a year later, and like you said, they're following a migration pattern. Like, they're all in this spot, like because that's where great whites go, guys. Right. How many do you need to tag?
They do switch though. Like they never went up to Cape Cod, but then the oceans got a little bit warmer, and then Cape Cod they were like, we got to get the seals back, so they opened up a buffet, and all the sharks have returned.
Yeah.
Like they were like, you never seen them up here. And it's like, well,
you just put on, you repopulated the seals.
right. Like there's parts of every city where the average person doesn't go.
Of course.
But sometimes there's a good restaurant in that part of town.
There's always a good restaurant in that part of
you
town.
go there to that restaurant and you drive home.
I think I know the street you're talking about.
I'm just saying there's certain spots where you go, I don't know, man. It's pretty good.
Best food in town, go for lunch.
Well, the problem is parking your car. You're always like, oh, man, I should just roll the windows down and leave the doors open. And
sometimes Uber drivers are like, I'm not dropping you off there. I know the restaurant you want to go to. I would drop you off on the corner. You
It
can walk your
happened to
ass.
my buddy in D.C. He was in an Uber.
Yeah.
He happens to be a white gentleman that lives here and grew up in Montana. And he texted me. He said, where should I go for barbecue? And I told him. And he said the driver turned around and went, no. And he's like, what? He's like, are you from it? And he's like, no, I'm not from here. I don't know. And he's like, if your buddy wants to go there on his own accord, that's fine. I'm not taking you there.
Yeah, that's fair.
What was the name of the place? The barbecue spot.
There's a few of them.
Is it like in Southeast or something?
It's on the Maryland side right there across the
Look, man,
across
seriously,
the way.
like, that's why the guys, like, do you have family that lives there? In other words, are these brothers going to know you?
Correct.
Did you go to high school with them? Are you funny? Ha ha. Because if they don't know you, I don't want to live with the guilt of having dropped you off at your
That
death.
sounds like something out of an old monster movie. You know, the carriage rider that brings the weird hero up to the castle. Like, I'll take you this far, no further.
You know what? It's like you always do the imitation. I always picture like, was it Fred Gwynn? Was he the guy like Pet Cemetery? Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't go down that road there. I know that restaurant's
Fred
good.
Gwynn,
but
he was the guy.
Bad things happen.
Was he in the Munsters?
Yeah, he was Herman Munster.
And my cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's right.
My judge.
Yeah. You got a story?
Oh,
coming
that
up?
guy.
Yeah.
You mocking me with that outfit?
Mike's got a story coming up in headlines about a 17-year-old that woke up from nap to find a bear in the house stealing food.
Yeah.
That did not end poorly. This story does. Missouri man camping at Sam's Throne Campground.
We got a
dead
good
last
one.
week.
Let's read you the bad one.
But here's the terrible
He's
one.
got the good one coming up.
right.
First of all, I have questions about a 17-year-old taking a nap. I can't take a nap right now, and I'm 55 years old.
I can take a nap.
I'm impressed that a 17-year-old has nap ability.
I can do that now.
You know what I mean?
Kid, you at 17?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I feel like
Seriously?
high school kids sleep more than anybody
Yeah,
I
man.
know.
I feel like high school, but they condense it to
Is
I
this-
will go to bed at midnight, and I will get out of bed at
See,
1
my
p.m.,
logic-
but not like nap.
My logic was he was playing video games until 4 o'clock in the morning.
Very possible.
With his friend, and now he just needs that nap. Either way, he wakes up, there's a bear.
What time did you take this nap? Mike's got it later. I'll stop.
Yeah. So
I know we're going to ruin, man. We're going to ruin
here's,
Mike's whole segment.
here's the weird thing about this one. The 6-year-old victim, whose name has not been released, he was discovered several yards from his disturbed campsite after his son reporting him missing. Deputies, yeah.
Sorry.
Deputies said the site showed clear signs of a struggle.
Sounds of silence.
And drag marks into the woods.
Uh-oh.
Now, earlier in the week, the man, he shared pictures of a bear in his camp to all his friends on social media.
Oh, look at this dumbass bear.
Authorities say his injuries were consistent with being attacked by, and he guesses,
a bear.
I bet that bear.
It is a bear.
Yeah.
Sheriff Glenn Wheeler from the Arkansas State Crime Lab has classified the death as an animal mauling and ruled it accidental, while investigators believe a bear
did
is
it by
responsible.
Yeah, I mean,
The bear accidentally mauled him.
I don't know if that's an accident if the bear actively eats you.
Yeah. Authorities think the attack came from a juvenile male bear, likely separated from its mother earlier this year.
Oh, better eat this guy then.
Which was a detail that Wheeler shared to quell rumors that a large bear was involved. Search efforts for animal continue, with multiple local and federal agencies assisting. The campground, by the way, is now closed. And they're saying, please stay out of that area and be sure, if you're a camper, to follow the bear safety protocols, keeping food away from sleeping areas, steering clear of any bears. You don't even want to put the food in your car.
No.
With the door locked. You need to put that up in a bear bag as high up in a tree as you possibly can.
At what age do juvenile bears, are they okay to not be with their mother? And you say it's a juvenile bear got separated from its mom. I'm like, all right, in my mind, it can't be a cub because it would have been a different story. I felt bad when I killed a bear. So the bear has to be big enough to take this dude out, right?
Yeah.
So to me, it just seems like at that point, I don't think this bear's having mama issues. I think this bear's having bear issues. Mm-hmm. I am a bear.
Just
right?
bear stuff.
You are on my turf, and this is an issue for me.
Yeah.
How do you, it's just a juvenile separated from his mom.
Maybe he just got startled.
This is one of the reasons I have a very difficult time just getting a decent night's sleep in a tent. Because I'm so cognizant of all the sounds around me, just wondering, what in the hell is that? What could that be?
It's terrifying.
What did it sound like on safari?
Oh, my God. These hippos got into a fight near this lake that I was sleeping by. And that was terrifying. I did not know I asked the next day. I did not know what the animals were because I never heard that sound before.
How long did this fight go on? And you're just like petrified.
You could just hear them splashing in the water. And I thought, I saw elephants in there earlier.
Right.
So I just assumed that's what it was. No, it was just two hippos absolutely going to town on each other. Because I asked the guy the next morning, because we were getting up at 5 to eat breakfast and then start our day. It's like, what in the hell was that last night? He's like, oh, you heard the hippos. And I was like, those were hippos? Like right there, 50 feet away from where I'm,
How terrifying is that noise?
It's just something you've never heard before. Like it's a cry and it's so loud, like it rattles you. Like the volume.
And you don't know what it is.
You just don't know what it is. And they both are just pissed off at each other.
Just a monster outside.
Either that or they love each other. They're just trying to, see if they can get a little action. I'm not sure which one it was.
Come here, baby.
What happened that wasn't supposed to happen that day? 206-803-ROCK.
I need a job with a steady paycheck.
I need a job that offers health care on day one for me and my kids.
I want a job where I can get certified in technical roles, like robotics or software engineering.
In communities across the country, hourly Amazon employees earn an average of over $23 an hour, with opportunities to grow their skills and their paycheck by enrolling in free skills training programs and apprenticeships. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
People in Whatcom and Skagit County have been choosing North Coast Credit Union for 86 years. But they're not just choosing a credit union. Our members are choosing to support local businesses. They're choosing lower fees and loan rates. They're choosing to take ownership in their communities. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Washington. Visit one of our 5 branches or northcoastcu.com to see why North Coast Credit Union is the obvious choice.
Now is a time to reconnect at home with those that matter most. Create your own private retreat of warmth, comfort, and relaxation with a Lopi fireplace insert or stove. Handcrafted and built in Mukilteo, Washington, Lopi has amazing custom fire designs the whole family will love. Request a quote and visit your local Lopi dealer at Innovations for Quality Living on James Street in Bellingham.
Russell is traveling for vacation. He may not be at his destination yet, but his vacation started the second he stepped onto the Bel Air Airporter shuttle. Russell doesn't want to worry about traffic or parking. He wants to relax and let Bel Air get him to and from SeaTac safely and on time. Whatever your reason for traveling, choose Bel Air Airporter shuttle. Book your trip today at airporter.com. That's airporter.com.
There's luxury. And then there's Monogram. At Judd & Black, you can experience both. Right now, with Monogram's one for you, one for free rebate, when you purchase select premium appliances, you'll get another absolutely free. Shopping at Judd & Black, you get personalized service, expert guidance, and luxury delivered. Browse online at juddblack.com or find the best deals in our Bellingham showroom off Exit 254. Judd & Black, your hometown appliance store for over 85 years.
From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
What happened that wasn't supposed to happen that day? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Felix. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Well, for me, it was back, I'd say it was my junior year of high school. I fixed up my quad for like the month before my birthday. I had a Polaris Predator 500. They go like 80 miles per hour, so they're street legal on like 35 mile per hour roads. And I was driving it to school for a couple of days, and the third day that I was driving back home, and I had transferred school, so I was like, let's go say hi to my old friends real quick. Driving up the hill, I don't have a stop sign. The lady on my right does, and she just doesn't look left at all, and she drives out to the middle of the road, and I slam into her going about like 35 miles an hour with my quad.
How did you flip over?
So that was the thing. I got completely stopped by her car. My entire body, because I turned sideways, and so we basically hit my right side on her left side of the car. Just side to side. So I slid out. And so both of my right wheels on my quad were snapped off completely.
Jesus.
Right from the axle. The frame was snapped in 3 different spots in the front. And her car door was pushed in so far that it was touching her on the inside of the car.
And that's from your body?
That was from my body, from probably about like mid-thigh up to shoulder.
Now, was your vehicle totaled then, the Polaris?
Well,
completely, yeah. The Polaris, the quad, yeah, it was cut in half.
Now, what about you? How much damage did you take?
So surprisingly, hitting that car door, that car must have been cheap or something, because it folded in and I didn't break a single bone in my entire body. What happened, though, is I hyperextended my neck, and so it tore 3 of the ligaments that hold my collarbone down.
Bro, I'd rather just have like a broken arm, to be honest with you. How long does
it basically looks like you broke your collarbone, but you have to sit there and explain, no, there's 3 tendons that hold your collarbone down. I tore them all 3 in half, so I don't have full function right now.
Did you know any of that before the accident?
No, I didn't know anything about any of that.
You wouldn't.
Yeah.
I
learned a lot of stuff afterwards.
I've been in 2 accidents that, not really, one was me, and the other one was me getting involved with another vehicle. But the last one I had was when I had a 50cc scooter. So I do have another scooter now, a 125. And one of the main things that my other scooter was stolen, but when I bought the next one, I got one with a little bit wider tires, a little bit bigger, because I was going down Westlake, and Westlake has a trolley train track. The Slut basically runs through there, and they've got train tracks there. It was a misty day coming home after work. I'm going back to Fremont. And I get caught up in the train track because
you just get stuck in it, yeah.
Super skinny tires, yes,
correct.
And then I started to swim.
There's nothing you can do.
And I'm like, oh my god! My back is just swimming out on me. And finally, I just laid the damn thing down, not by trying. It just happened. And then I hear, and I'm like, oh no. Well, there's a bus behind me. All right, and I'm lying in the middle of the train tracks. The bus it's a double bus. It's an accordion bus. This thing is huge. This guy absolutely slams on the brakes. And when I look up, there's the bike rack of the front of the bus, and I can see underneath the bus. And my heart is just absolutely racing. I mean, I'm freaking the hell out. Somehow, though, I got that thing up, started it right back up. It got me home. You know, I was amazed.
Did you change lanes?
I was so cognizant.
Those things, every time I rode my scooter, the rules, you cross them.
Yeah.
What, like 90 degrees? Right. Yeah. So, like, and if you're going to ride in that lane, you got to stay in the middle.
Yeah. And the woman that sold me the scooter, she never really brought that up. Her thing was, look, when you're going across the Fremont Bridge, Just know that we call those cheese graters.
Human cheese grater.
Yeah, but you're the cheese.
You are the cheese.
You are the cheese.
Those are frightening, too. You got to just stay at the same pace and stay straight.
I've not paid attention to it here, but I know my father joined a group of people in Baltimore years and years and years ago. He used to ride his bike every day, all the time. That is what the man did, right? And he and a bunch of other bikers, you don't notice until you ride something, with skinny tires. But he goes, man, you realize like all the sewer grates on the side of the road, because he's not a sidewalk guy. He's like, if you cannot ride your bike on the street, do not ride a bike. And I agree with that. It's like, you got to be able to ride it on the street. That's how you know how to ride it. The problem is all the sewer grates run in the direction of the road. So he had flipped over his handlebars a couple of times, other bikers. So they had to lobby the city, basically, like you said, to turn the grates perpendicular. And they started doing it. I don't know how instrumental he was in all that, but yeah, there was a group of them going like, look, man, we're riding our bike. And he would get up to like 50 miles an hour. Like he was that guy. And he's like, man, hitting that thing, it's not awesome. That and people that parallel park and don't look before they open their door.
Yeah.
He's like, I have hit many a car door, driver's side. It's like people, they park, just pop it open. And he's like, I can't like weave out in the traffic. And he's like, and you can see it coming. And he's like, I won't say who he said is most guilty of doing this, but he's like, I can see their face in their side mirror. And like, I know they're not going to look. And sure enough, they pop it open, you slam into it, and then they're mad at you.
When I was on the ground, so then I hear the door open on the bus. Okay, the bus driver, this is before the plexiglass and all that.
Yeah.
He jumps the hell out quick. I mean, he stops, and then another passenger gets out, too. And I'm still kind of laying there in a little bit of shock. And I did look behind me. If he would have kept going, and I just would have been smart enough to keep my head down, I'd have been perfectly fine. I mean, in other words...
If all of those things came
true. Correct. Yes. If I wasn't dumb enough to look up and go, get, my head, if I just stayed low like I was, that bus could have gone all the way over top of me, and I'd have been, unscathed.
But I feel like you'd have to know that the bus was behind you.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that. And man,
that's what I'm saying. Your instinct would be to sit up, so you'd end up getting ripped in half.
He's like, man, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, dude. He's like, I saw that. That was so messed up. He's like, did your tire get caught up in it? I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He's like, man, that happened like in a split second. Like, boom. Like, you just went down. I was like, man.
I bet you it happened faster in his eyes than it did in yours.
When I got home, I had to sit down. I went outside, and I think I chain smoked like 4 cigarettes.
Oh, yeah.
I was lighting one with the other, just going, Jesus Christ, oh, my God.
Uh-huh.
And I almost wanted to sell the scooter immediately and just be like, I'm not riding this thing.
And that's the same thing with me with snowmobiling, right? Like I flipped it, it almost fell off a cliff. And then the second time I turned around, somewhere on another side of a mountain, like I felt the back go off. I just was smart enough to gun at that time, so it pulled me up.
Yeah.
But same thing. Like I was like, I'm never getting on one of these again. And then we got back to the cabin, and I had to ask somebody else. God, it sounds so bad. But I was so scared. I was, like Miles said, like shaking.
Yeah.
And I had to be like, can somebody light this bowl? I want to smoke some weed.
Exactly.
But I couldn't, like, my hand, like, wouldn't light it. I couldn't, like, get it lit. I was just like, somebody help me. Like, I'm stressed out.
Yeah.
3 men were brought to safety following a cave rescue lasting more than 30 hours in appalling conditions during Storm Amy. The experienced cavers were stranded in the Dover Gill Passage. That is near Grassington in North Yorkshire. So this is England.
I knew that, yes.
They said the alarm was raised at 2200 hours on Thursday when they failed to return, and one of their wives called the police. More than 100 volunteers. They took part in the long and difficult rescue, which was hampered by worsening weather, flooding, rough terrain, and long hours underground. Now, by the time the men were found in the early hours of Friday, rising water levels meant the simplest way out was impassable, forcing the rescuers and the cavers to retrace their steps. And a rescue team leader described how if they had reached the men just an hour or two earlier, they could have been home in time for breakfast. Unfortunately, the weather had a different plan. The immediate danger is the water, and potentially in certain parts of the cave, drowning.
Yep.
Had the water level risen in those places, it would have been exceedingly dangerous. But eventually, the underground teams worked in relays to guide the exhausted cavers back, while service crews endured appalling weather to maintain communication and manage logistics.
Isn't that what happened to, was it like a youth soccer team or something? It wasn't here in the States. Do you remember this? It was like 15, 20 kids. I want to say probably teenagers. 1 or 2 adults, like a coach and or teacher or whatever. But I don't think they were originally from the country they were in. They're there as a soccer team for something. Anyway, they went into a cave system, and I don't know if a storm hit or if it's just the high tide or whatever, but they got trapped in there for a couple of days. Do you remember this?
I don't.
All right, they had to send a rescue team in, the same thing. Like the way they came into the cave, looking back, now it's completely submerged underwater. So even the way these divers had to go in and pull these kids out, it wasn't like you just led them all to safety. They had to take them out like one or two at a time. You had to teach them not to panic because it's going to be very claustrophobic and dark, and you got to use the scuba tank. I mean, it was insane, but the kids were there at least a couple of days. I can't remember how long it was, but I was like, man, that is terrifying.
So the cave that I used to go into all the time as a kid with my friends was called Cornwell Cave, which was weird because the prettiest girl in school was named Amy Cornwell.
No, really?
Yeah. But either way. But if you know anything about caves, you know they are the result of water runoff. So
I don't know anything about caves, to be honest with you, Miles.
There's always that's the reason the caves are there. It's because the water eroded everything.
All right, yeah. As you said that, I was like, I don't know jack about caves.
When you walk into a cave, there's typically a stream or a body of water when you get in there. Like there's a waterfall in the middle of Cornwall Cave, but that's how those caves are formed. And when it rains heavy, so maybe you've got 3 feet to get in and get out. You're still walking through a stream when you walk in.
Yeah,
but when the water rises, the water level from heavy rains, then those places where you got in and out. I mean, maybe you got this much space. Maybe you've got nothing. You know, it's just the water's just rushing through those areas, and it's still cutting those caves in. So there's really small little areas, like little tributaries, where the water's almost coming out like a hose, like a spigot. You know, although it's big, and those. So basically, what they went through, I can imagine that happening. I've never been in that situation.
Right.
But I get what happened. We got to a point in that cave at one point in time where we were in there for a long time, and we had propane lights that were old coal lights.
Okay.
So it kind of looks like a makeup mirror, but it shoots a flame.
Yeah.
And that's how you're able to see. Now, there were a couple guys that had fancy battery-powered electric ones.
Fancy stuff.
But we didn't have those. But one guy did, thank God, because my fuel ran out. Sometimes you just got it turned up. Think of like a Peak 1 stove. You're just gassing the living hell out of it. I didn't realize how much gas I had going through there. So I lost my headlamp. So we had one guy, and then my other buddy's headlamp went out. And we knew we filled him up. It's just the way it was burning. So the one guy was able, thank God, to get us out of there. But where we got stuck in an area where we knew there was a shortcut down. So we go down this chimney, and my buddy Brett, yeah, my buddy Brett is behind me. I'm the first one down. You basically just hold on to the sides and you shimmy your way down. What I didn't realize was that the room below us, the roof was about 30 feet.
Oh.
So when you look down, what I could see when Brett put the light down between us, you could see the fact that, we are
3-story drop.
We are coming in the wrong way. So I'm like, it's clay, so it's very wet and it's damp.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, do not slip. Whatever you do, you're going to knock me down. We're both going to fall on each other. 30 feet.
Because I'm grabbing you if I slip.
And man, by the time that was another instance when we got back to the top, I'm like, we are not going that way. And literally, we go 10 more feet, and it opens up, and there's an easy way just to step right down.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? So it's just nuts. What happened that wasn't supposed to happen that day? 206-803-ROCK. Steve, you've been skydiving. Here's one.
I have.
Doesn't end well. Another skydiving excursion has ended in tragedy after an instructor became separated from his student midair and crashed.
I want you to just think about the student. Look, tragedy
became separated.
Right. So you've never skydived before. And when I went skydiving, I did it the way this guy did it, which is the way
tandem jump.
95% of people do. It's a tandem jump. And I am hooked very uncomfortably snug into him, right? And it's already kind of an adrenaline rush. I can't imagine if I hear like a click and the guy that knows what he's doing is now hurtling toward the earth. Because, again, this is your first time skydiving. You don't know what you're doing. Yeah. You're just pulling at stuff.
Well, they say it's unclear how the separation occurred. The website...
What does this do?
For Go Skydive Nashville, the company operating the jump, notes the instructor wears a main parachute and a reserve, while the student wears a specially designed tandem skydiving harness that securely attaches you to your instructor.
Very securely.
This seems like it's impossible to happen because the instructor has the chute.
Right.
He's got the emergency chute.
And they're on back.
Right. And he...
At least in my experience.
And the student is in the front of him.
Yeah.
So how in the hell did the student... Was he able to keep the parachute with the instructor slipping out?
I don't... Look, I read the story. I don't understand it. Because you basically sit on this guy's lap and they clip you in and then you jump out of the plane. And like you said, everything that is parachute related... is on the instructor's back.
And he was a 35-year-old man who was believed to have fallen without the parachute. Now, he was found off of Ashland City Highway, northwest of downtown Nashville. The student was on his very first jump, was found with an open parachute hanging in a tree off the same highway.
Oh, yeah.
He was stranded up there for hours. He did suffer only minor injuries, according to the Nashville Fire Department. Now, the identities of those involved have not been released yet. 3 other skydivers on the same flight landed safely, but saw this happen. The FAA has launched an investigation into the episode, yet to offer public comment. The company stated it's cooperating with authorities, reaffirmed its commitment to safety and professionalism. They just don't know. The student, by the way, said it's his first jump, and it's his last.
Yeah, you think?
But
that seems pretty simple.
I hate to laugh at that, but
They
like,
don't know
brother,
that.
we
The student told him, the local news for the Times, it was my first jump, and it's my last jump.
Yeah.
I'd be like going to a shooting range and somehow catching a round.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I think I'm good on shooting ranges.
Where is it? Is it Tiger Mountain that those guys do that paragliding and always get hung up in the trees once or twice a year?
I think it is.
Or Poople Point?
It's one of those, yeah. The same thing every year, but at least they're in the trees, man. I can't imagine just watching the instructor, plummet to their death, and this is your first jump. You're already nervous jumping out of the plane.
I don't even want to shimmy on a branch. Even if I'm 30, 40 feet up in a tree, I don't want to move. Like, I don't want to, say, can I make this? Can I grab a hold of the tree and shimmy my way down? Like, because
Even cats get stuck in trees. Even a cat says, man, I'm not trying to climb back down. I need help. And I get it. As a human being, there's no chance.
Bears don't do that, though.
No, bears they're kind of like, half the time you'll see a bear just falls out of the tree.
I was going to say, I feel like
they're
bears,
just kind of tough.
they fall out of trees at a decent clip.
Yeah, so they're not very dexterous on their way down. They can just take the pummel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, I would skydive again, but after seeing that story, I understand if that person doesn't. The worst story I heard about that kind of thing.
The other thing I was going to say, too, is skydiving, like, I knew a guy. He's passed away, but he was a bodybuilder.
Yeah,
but he was a thick dude, so he weighed. And he's probably right at that limit of what is it, 225, 230?
Is it that low?
I think so.
I don't remember.
And he was just like, he goes, it was just so painful.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he was like, they strap you in so tight.
It's super tight.
He was just like, he goes, for me, it wasn't worth it. He was like, he's like, I get it. He goes, I was just in so much pain the entire time. He's like, it's safe enough. He's just like, I wouldn't do it again just because of the straps.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. There was a guy, it was last year, 2 years ago, and he was a skydiving instructor, but he was the guy that would video everyone else.
All right.
Right? So they'd all jump out of the plane and he'd video. And I just don't know how this happens. But dude jumps out of the plane with like 6 or 7 of his buddies, and he's filming them. And unfortunately or fortunately, depending on your perspective, his camera survived the fall, but his last words were, oh my God. And the reason his words were, oh my God, is because he jumped out of the plane and had forgotten to put on his parachute.
Oh, no.
He didn't even put the thing on. They're like, everyone jumped out. He'd done like 10,000 jumps in his life or whatever. Jumps out with the camera. So they said, when you're watching this video, it's his buddies waving. No one really notices that he's not wearing it. Then they said you can kind of see on his face the realization of what he has done. Yeah, his last words were, oh, my God.
He didn't try to clip on to one of his buddies?
They already pulled their chutes?
They may have already pulled. I don't know.
Because Travis Pastrana did it. Yeah. But he had to kind of catch up to those guys.
Right. Damn. Maybe they didn't like him. I don't know.
What happened that wasn't supposed to happen that day? 206-803-ROCK.
To remind you that 60% of sales on Amazon come from independent sellers, here's John from Devil Dog Pet Company.
We run our family business from Sterling Heights, Michigan, but we can reach customers all over the country thanks to Amazon. Good boy.
Shop small business on Amazon.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
There's luxury, and then there's Monogram. At Judd & Black, you can experience both. Right now, with Monogram's 1 for you, 1 for free rebate, when you purchase select premium appliances, you'll get another absolutely free. Shopping at Judd & Black, you get personalized service, expert guidance, and luxury delivered. Browse online at juddblack.com or find the best deals in our Bellingham showroom off Exit 254. Judd & Black, your hometown appliance store for over 85 years.
You've built a great podcast. The content's solid, the audience is growing, but the money, still not where it should be. That's where the Odyssey Creator Lab comes in. We host your podcast for free, so you can keep doing your thing, while our experienced sales team does their thing, finding advertisers and bringing in revenue. No fees, no stress, just real monetization. Apply now at creators.odyssey.com and let us show you the money.
To remind you that 60% of sales on Amazon come from independent sellers, here's John from Devil Dog Pet Company.
We run our family business from Sterling Heights, Michigan, but we can reach customers all over the country thanks to Amazon. Good boy.
Shop small business on Amazon.
People in Whatcom and Skagit County have been choosing North Coast Credit Union for 86 years. But they're not just choosing a credit union. Our members are choosing to support local businesses. They're choosing lower fees and loan rates. They're choosing to take ownership in their communities. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Washington. Visit one of our 5 branches or northcoastcu.com to see why North Coast Credit Union is the obvious choice.
Russell is traveling for vacation. He may not be at his destination yet, but his vacation started the second he stepped onto the Bel Air Airporter shuttle. Russell doesn't want to worry about traffic or parking. He wants to relax and let Bel Air get him to and from SeaTac safely and on time. Whatever your reason for traveling, choose Bel Air Airporter Shuttle. Book your trip today at airporter.com. That's airporter.com.
The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Speaking of wrecking your scooter, a motorcyclist was rushed to the hospital after falling off of Route 6 overpass in Providence, Rhode Island on Sunday. Spokesperson for the fire department said the motorcyclist crashed just before 5:30 in the evening, causing him to go over the guardrail and fall 60 feet below.
Jeez, man.
That was in his 20s or 30s. He landed on the Route 10 on-ramp on Westminster Street. He suffered critical injuries, unfortunately.
Yeah. Wasn't there a dude, I believe it was here in Washington State, within the last 2 years, cops are chasing him on foot. He's doing everything he can to get away, jumps over a guardrail, and drops about 50 feet onto, he did not realize the drop, so he's jumping over all fences and all this crap, jumped over a guardrail, and they're like, yeah, we stopped chasing.
There was a motorcycle
Good
officer.
luck, bud.
Did the same thing. It was like somebody was in town.
All right.
Politician, I don't know who the hell it was. Either way, they're getting a police escort. The motorcycle police officer, he's on the overpass over I-5. I don't know what happened, if he got bumped, if he lost control or whatever. He went over.
Went over.
But he ended up being okay. I mean, as okay as you can be. He didn't die.
As okay as you can be. That's right. You are alive. That's as okay as you can be.
What happened that wasn't supposed to happen that day? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Sammy. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, Batolas.
Hola.
Okay, so this was about 3 years ago. It was my 30th birthday, and I decided I wanted to knock something off the bucket list and go skydiving. You guys talked about this, reminded me of this. Signed up online, was excited, decided I was just going to go by myself, go do my thing, and then I'd meet all my friends back at my house for my birthday party, right? Cool beans, everything is going to go great, right? I get there, and they start calling everybody out except my name, and it's just me and, like, one guy that's sitting there that works there. And they called it out, everybody, for the tandem class. So I'm, like, kind of looking around, and I look up at the guy who works there, and I'm like, hey, doesn't your first jump have to be tandem? Because I kind of assumed that's how it had to be. And the guy looks at me, shrugs his shoulder, goes, not necessarily. So I'm kind of like...
Did he offer an alternative? Because when I went, like most of the time it's tandem, what they told me was, they said, look, if you insist on going solo, that's fine. But also, it's like 4 hours of training before you get the chance to do that.
Yeah, so, I mean, he was like, well, you can do the tandem class, but, that one's already full, so you'd have to reschedule. And I'm kind of one of those people that I was like, no, I came all the way out here. I want to just do it. So I was like, I guess I'm doing whatever else this is going to be. But what I didn't realize is, like you said, the tandem class is about a 2-hour class, and what they call AFF, which is accelerated free falling, is a 5-hour class. So I said, you know what, go big or go home, and I decided I was going to do the AFF class that I had apparently signed myself up for.
All right.
And I get in this class, and I'm the only female in the room except for one instructor that they brought in that I think they brought in because there was a female in the room. But all these guys are lined up. They do, like, the introductions, like, hi, what's your name? Why are you here? Yada, yada, yada.
I'm here to jump out of an airplane. What the hell are you doing here? I'm here to swim.
I'm here for a McDonald's.
Jesus Christ. This is not AA.
Guys are like, I'm going into this military branch, or I'm going into this, and then they get to me, and I'm like, hi, I'm Sammy. It's my 30th birthday, and I want to yeet myself out of a plane. So the instructor laughed. He's like, oh, you're an adrenaline junkie, aren't you? And I was like, yeah, you know, I grew up car racing and all the jazz, so yeah, pretty much always wanted to do this, so let's go. So at the time that all my friends are starting to show up to my house for my supposed party, they are finally loading me in this plane. And not going to lie, it was hands down the coolest experience I've ever had in my life, because once I jumped and, you know, pulled the chute, I was immediately in a cloud. That part's all cool. That's not necessarily where it went wrong. Where it went wrong is I had a blue suit with a yellow chute, and there was another guy that was jumping at the same time that had the reverse. And, you know, you're not allowed your phone or anything like that. They give you, like, a little radio so that the person on the ground can kind of instruct you, you know, as you're getting close to, like, flank and, you know, get straight, et cetera, et cetera. Well, he keeps calling the other guy's name and telling him, like, hey, you need to straighten out, you need to straighten out. And I'm coming in a little bit hot because I am just going, you know, balls to the wall, for lack of a better term. But he finally, like, as I'm getting real close to the ground, he goes, you know what, that might be Sam. Whoever's in the blue suit, you need to flank, like, now. Well, I learned why they tell you that you have to come in, like, parallel to the ground, because I was coming in at an angle. And as soon as I hit that ground, thank God I played years of softball, because I was not going to be able to run and, like, even myself out. I had to tuck and slide. And I basically did a giant softball slide coming in and came in way too hot. And my left ankle, like, literally within seconds, is just swollen and purple. And I, at the time, drove a car with a very, very, very stiff clutch. And
of course you did.
Of course I did. And, of course, it's my left ankle, right? And I live in Olympia, and I was all the way out in Shelton. Mind you, drove myself.
I think I've been to that spot. Yeah, I know exactly where you jumped.
Yeah, it was a great time. No qualms about those guys there. They were great. It just happened to be that, go figure, I'm, like, swelling. My ankle's, like, literally almost 4 times the size it's supposed to be, as I have to drive myself all the way back to Shelton, or from Shelton, you know, pushing this. And again, I have an extraordinarily stiff clutch in that car. So thank God for adrenaline, the things it'll do to your body to make you not realize how much pain you're in. But
did you break it?
I didn't break it, but it was definitely, like, sprained and swollen, which is almost worse than a break. Because a few years later, I did break that same ankle, and I will definitely say that the break would hurt less than that sprain from that.
Absolutely.
I didn't even have a stiff clutch. I broke my ankle running. And it was my left ankle. And I crawled to a neighbor's house. They gave me a ride back to my house. I was home, and I was like, I got to go to the hospital. So I went to Arundel Community Hospital. But, I mean, I didn't hit a lot of lights because it was a highway.
Right.
But I still had to get off and still had to stop at a stoplight and push my foot down. I just jammed my hand down on my knee and went,
right, just scream it out.
No, I mean, it wasn't as bad as yours, based on I didn't have a stiff
Well, you
clutch.
didn't fall out of the sky.
Correct. Yeah.
Let me ask you, I got 2 questions for you. One, since you did the solo jump, how long did it take you to psych yourself up to jump out of the plane?
Oh, I was so ready to go.
Really?
I was stoked. I was ready. Like, as soon as I was like, you guys are going to let me do this without an instructor attached to me? Let's do this. Like,
Maybe I'm backward, but in my mind, the scariest part of the whole experience was getting out of the plane. Once you're falling, for whatever reason, you're dead
Time
calm.
stands still.
It's weird. I mean, like, you recognize that you're falling toward the planet, but it doesn't quite feel like that. And for whatever reason, you're real calm. But sitting on the plane, looking out of the doorway, I'm like, this is terrifying.
Yeah, but it's going to be weird just to be suspended in air.
It is. But it's not
like weightless?
Sort of. I mean, like, you don't feel any way, but I would say you're clearly falling, but you don't get your stomach up in your guts. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like if you jump 3 feet, you feel your stomach flop. You jump out of a plane for whatever reson, everything feels normal.
Were you able to steer yourself? I mean, could you like use your hands and go where you wanted to go before you pulled your chute?
Yeah. Part of that 5-hour class is they teach you how to do the steering, and they teach you most of it. You practice how to pull your emergency reserve because again, once you jump out and that instructor to your left and right is gone, because they do have somebody attach you when you first jump out just to make sure you pull your chute in time. But once they let go, it's all you. So, I went through the whole. As soon as I got out of the cloud and could actually see, I'm testing my steering. I'm making sure I have no rips, no tears, so that I don't have to pull my emergency chute. But that touching the clouds by hand, like hands down, is probably the coolest experience. I know I'm supposed to say like my kid was the coolest experience in my life.
You don't have to lie about it.
No, it's cool. No, he's not listening.
That's a messy, stinky, loud affair that smells weird. I mean, you're glad that the life is here, but the experience is not.
Yeah, and having a kid's not that much worse.
Yeah,
having a kid sounds much more painful.
It is. We were talking about it over the weekend. Like, it's an awful moment for everyone involved. Yes, you brought a life into the world, and that's the part you like. But everything leading up to it, and for about 30 minutes after that, it's gross, and it's loud, and it makes noises, and there's sights that you never want to see again.
And you realize you got to take care of this thing.
I know, through all of that, you're like,
all right, what do we do now?
And now I got a kid. Yeah, actually, we were talking about that over the weekend. It was my wife and another woman talking about childbirth and their experiences with it. And the woman said, were you in the room? I said, yeah, I was there for both of my kids being born, man. And she goes, look, there's a lot of things they don't tell you in the movies. I said, I will just say this without being too graphic. A lot of stuff leading up to the birth and a couple of things post-birth caught me off guard. Watching the child actually get pooped into this universe, not a big deal.
No.
I'm like, everything else, the things I remember in my head.
Yeah, and movies don't show you that either. They don't show you anything.
They
don't show that. It's like pooping. No one poops in movies.
Nope.
No one gives birth.
You can have just they give birth, but it happens within 30 seconds of the water breaking.
What happened that wasn't supposed to happen that day? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, DJ. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
So this happened about, 8 years ago. Staying up pretty late at the house with my better half and getting ready for a trip, drive across a couple of states, do a work inspection at an offsite area. And, just one of those kind of last minute packing, looking, see when you can miss kind of stuff, and getting pretty late at night and starting to storm out a bit. And the lights kind of flicker off and then back on. Of course, we both look at each other and go, oh, shoot, let's go turn off all the big electronic stuff so it doesn't get, hurt on it, because power's probably going to go out again. And sure enough, we're rummaging around trying to turn stuff off, and the power goes off again. So we're just sitting there in the dark in our back room, and basically the wind is kind of kicking up, and I hear some hail on the roof. I'm like, oh, shoot, it's hailing outside. Though I got the car parked outside, I got one, but it doesn't sound too bad. And then it just starts getting a little louder, kind of like a train. You're standing kind of next to the track, and it just gets louder and louder and louder. And then suddenly the window to that room explodes in.
Oh.
Sending glass everywhere. Big chunk of wood came through the window. I grab my better half. We start trying to head out of the room toward the hallway, toward a bathroom or a tub or something. And as we leave that room, there's another room just across the way that we keep the door shut. The air pressure in that room exploded, and the door blew off the hinges towards us and impaled in the wall next to us.
Jesus.
And from there, I kind of just backed up. We laid down on the ground in a corner. Found out it was a tornado.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. How about that?
And this was also in North Carolina, where the area had never heard of tornadoes for the past 10 years before I even got the house there.
How long does the tornado last, in your case, where everything's blowing around and all this kind of stuff?
3 weeks in your brain. That's how long it lasts. But no, it may have been 30 seconds. I don't know.
Whatever they say, it's like a once in a 100-year event or some crap like that. It's a lie.
Yeah, that's BS.
Yeah.
Once in a 100-year flood. Once in a...
Like you said that last year. Come on. Yeah. At least twice a year.
You know how you could have prevented that? You could have prevented that by putting up tornado shutters or something like that.
Right.
Because as soon as you spend $10,000 on your place, a tornado would never even hit it.
Nope.
I mean, not that it would work.
It is crazy there's tornadoes in that part of the country. I don't know.
I know. I was just watching a tornado show last night, and basically they describe it almost word for word like you did. Everyone says the train. They say it just keeps getting louder. You're not now. Some of these people, they lived in Tornado Alley. There's also Dixie Alley. Did you know that, Ted?
I did not.
So there's Tornado Alley, which is exactly where you think it is: Kansas, Nebraska, Oklahoma, this kind of thing. And they're talking to this meteorologist out of Alabama.
I was going to say, it's got to be Bama.
Mississippi. That place gets killed.
He was like, "Hey, man, this wasn't always our MO, but because basically Oklahoma gets all the credit for it. But he said this is called the Dixie Alley, and it's all those southern states.
It's Highway 10.
Basically, that's what he covered. And he was just like, look, he goes, the thing is in Oklahoma, people are kind of prepared for tornadoes because they're aware it's going to happen, but they don't have the infrastructure in place to do anything. So he said it's weird. Like, they have all these mobile homes there. And he explained most of the problem. It's not like the wind just blows them off the foundation. It's that there's air pockets between the bottom of the mobile home and the foundation. And this is
so it's picking them up.
He goes, he said, everyone keeps thinking they're getting blown over. It's like, it's not that. The tornado actually lifts it up and then throws this thing like a rock. He's like, I don't know why they keep building those. And it's like, most of our houses are not that. And then they show this devastation. And it's like, and it doesn't matter. Yeah. Right? He was like, this building, complete cement, and this thing was obliterated. But, yeah, he was like, basically, he's imploring, like, Oklahoma and Nebraska, like, stop with the mobile home thing.
I mean, I've been close. Like, there was, like, tornadoes that were in the area. It didn't hit where I was.
Yeah.
But same thing. It's like, you've seen thunderstorms where it gets dark. But, man, those tornado clouds, it is not a joke.
Well, that's the weird thing about
it. It's like dark.
Do you remember it killed like 2 people, 3 people?
Yes,
it was in College Park,
and
Maryland. That's where UW played.
It picked up this car and slammed it into one of the dormitories, and there was 2 girls in it, and they passed. But, I mean, it was like 6 floors up that it slammed in.
And think about that. Yes. The tornado did not hit them. The tornado picked up the car and threw it at their ass.
I mean, my buddy Bernie, right?
Yeah.
He was a year ahead of me at DeMatha. So he would have been a freshman at Frostburg State University in 2000, right? In 2002, they had a hurricane that went through that town. And he was like, man, when I was there, I remember the one teacher was like, basically like, you have a better chance of winning the lottery than a tornado ever coming through here. And then 2 years later, one did.
Yep, because it's the mountains. So you would think it'd have to be flat, but it's not.
Well, and look, I'm not here to argue whether climates change.
Yeah.
Right? And that stuff has just started, and it's crazy. Even some of the thunderstorms, what do they call them now? Cloudburst, or micro something?
Microburst.
Yeah. And some of those thunderstorms, and those thunderstorms on the East Coast were scary to death already. But he was like, everybody's like, these are even worse.
Well, look what happened in Texas. Look what happened in Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah.
That stuff comes quick.
Yeah. Real quick.
Well, and look, it's easy to sit here and go, Oklahoma, you silly people. We're like,
it doesn't matter where you are.
Right. We sit on a fault line. Like
we're sitting next to volcanoes.
Right, like, Mother Nature has something that could mess you up wherever you live, right? If you live in Florida, Texas, right, you got to deal with hurricanes. Texas, you got to deal with heat.
If it's Australia, they're like, it's just the animals.
Right, something's going to get you. You know what I mean?
Think about when you go to Ocean Shores, or Long Beach, or Cannon Beach.
Yeah,
I mean you're one slip fall away from all of a sudden a big ass wave coming your way.
Where is nature its most pleasant? Like where on this earth you go like, look, maybe
San Diego.
Earthquakes? Trying to think, where can you go?
San Diego.
I don't know, because that's what I'm saying. Mother Nature wins. I think it's just
It wins, but like San Diego, there's earthquakes, you don't sweat it, but you're also going to have forest fires every year. You're in Southern California, right? It's a guarantee. It has nothing to do with raking leaves. That is just what's going to happen. Same thing's going to happen up in B.C. We know this, right? So, where's Mother Nature like, I don't hate you?
I mean, here's not that bad. Like, granted, we got, the big old pimple over there that's about to go off. But
right, but that's one of those, I'll hedge my bets on a volcano.
Right, and I think that's where you sit, as far as, hedging your bets on, is Mother Nature going to F me?
But you got the earthquake potential, and mudslides, and forest fires.
Have you also
definitely
seen
get those.
What would happen in the event of a tsunami that comes through the strait? and then just basically takes over the Puget Sound.
Yeah.
So there's areas downtown that they're saying are going to be 15 feet underwater, like Pioneer Square. Those areas.
So if you get to Second Avenue, you're fine.
Obviously, the Ballard locks can be fine. It's got a lock system, but for the most part, that's who knows.
Yeah, right.
I can't think of a
There's
place.
still earthquakes.
I guess Alaska, maybe. It's just cold.
That's just frigid temperatures,
right?
man.
But I mean,
Alaska will kill you all by itself.
Right.
What happened that wasn't supposed to happen that day? 206-803-ROCK.
I need a job with a steady paycheck.
I need a job that offers health care on day one for me and my kids.
I want a job where I can get certified in technical roles, like robotics or software engineering.
In communities across the country, hourly Amazon employees earn an average of over $23 an hour, with opportunities to grow their skills and their paycheck by enrolling in free skills training programs and apprenticeships. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
Now is a time to reconnect at home with those that matter most. Create your own private retreat of warmth, comfort, and relaxation with a Lopi fireplace insert or stove. Handcrafted and built in Mukilteo, Washington, Lopi has amazing custom fire designs the whole family will love. Request a quote and visit your local Lopi dealer at Innovations for Quality Living on James Street in Bellingham.
People in Whatcom and Skagit County have been choosing North Coast Credit Union for 86 years. But they're not just choosing a credit union. Our members are choosing to support local businesses. They're choosing lower fees and loan rates. They're choosing to take ownership in their communities. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Washington. Visit one of our 5 branches or northcoastcu.com to see why North Coast Credit Union is the obvious choice.
Russell is traveling for vacation. He may not be at his destination yet, but his vacation started the second he stepped onto the Bel Air Airporter shuttle. Russell doesn't want to worry about traffic or parking. He wants to relax and let Bel Air get him to and from SeaTac safely and on time. Whatever your reason for traveling, choose Bel Air Airporter shuttle. Book your trip today at airporter.com. That's airporter.com.
There's luxury, and then there's Monogram. At Judd & Black, you can experience both. Right now, with Monogram's 1 for you, 1 for free rebate, when you purchase select premium appliances, you'll get another absolutely free. Shopping at Judd & Black, you get personalized service, expert guidance, and luxury delivered. Browse online at juddblack.com or find the best deals in our Bellingham showroom off Exit 254. Judd & Black, your hometown appliance store for over 85 years.
From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room.
Unwrapped and acoustic holiday going down December 12th at Angel of the Winds Arena in Everett.
Yeah.
Announcement made this morning on the Daily Mix Morning Show. An all-star lineup, one wonderful acoustic night of great tunes. Brent Smith and Zach Myers of Shinedown taking the stage. Pretty Reckless, Daughtry, Hollywood Undead, and Mammoth. All part of that one show, one night, Friday night, December the 12th.
That's very cool, man. And they're all doing acoustic.
Now,
kind of dig.
As far as the tickets go, pre-sale starts on Wednesday. I'll last through Thursday. Then the general on-sale tickets begin Friday. This Friday at 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
So all the details at KISW.com. Our question, what happened that wasn't supposed to happen that day? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Paula. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Hola. Doing well, Paula.
Hey, so back in February of 1979, I believe it was 15th of February, a windstorm came into Washington State that the one that took out the Hood Canal Bridge.
Ah, okay.
The night before we went to bed, I was 12 at the time. I shared a room with my stepsister Vicky, and she slept on the top bunk. I slept on the bottom bunk. For some reason that night, I was in hysterics, begging her to sleep on the bottom bunk with me. And she went ahead and she slept on the bottom bunk, and it was really, really warm that night. I remember waking up to the sound of literally like a freight train. It's going through the trees around us. And went back to sleep, and my stepsister said that at one point she was so warm that she almost went back on the top bunk, but fell back to sleep. And I woke up and heard my stepdad yell at my mom, "Get the kids out of there, it's going down." and she was starting to go down the hall about the time that approximately 100-foot fir tree came down through the bedroom that my sister and I were in.
Oh, my God. Did it hit the top bunk?
It hit the top bunk where my stepsister would have been sleeping that night.
And you have no idea why you were demanding that she sleep on the bottom bunk with you?
None whatsoever.
It would have mattered.
I
It would have
said that I have a guardian angel or something on my shoulder.
Not you. She does. You were fine.
It didn't collapse the bunk beds. It just stopped on the top bunk.
It pushed because it was a mobile home, but it pushed the legs of the bunk bed, the lower bunk, through the floor. Jesus. And woke up to my stepsister screaming in my ear, and there's this big, huge fir tree staring me in the face. I mean, it was literally just inches from my face. And my stepdad and my older brother, Tommy, were pushing on the door because it literally laid right through the room and over the top of the door, and they could barely get the door open enough for us to get out of the room. And the next day when we got up, and the storm was over, the hole where the tree was, the root ball from where the root ball was, my stepbrother Gary, who was 10, I believe, was standing in this hole from the root ball, and just his head was sticking out. That's how deep the root ball was. But it was very terrifying, very terrifying.
You don't say.
And when I bought the property where I am, there was a lot of trees around, and I was like, that tree's going to go, that one's going to go, because once in a lifetime is enough for me. And so anything that could hit the house was taken down.
Damn. Yeah, damn. Yeah, it's a little terrifying. Wow. We had the tree fall in my yard. And granted, it was the yard. It wiped out everything in the yard, but that's just Seattle not letting us take the thing down. But it's the same kind of thing where she's talking about the root ball. The tree that fell on us, we realized it had very wide roots, but it went down maybe a foot.
Well, that's the difference.
And you had no idea until this tree, when it came over, all the roots come up, and we were just staring at this thing like,
how's this thing this big?
How did it stay
it's
up
not under the
this
ground?
Freaking long? Yeah. And apparently the soil is somewhat sandy. I don't know. They do all their analysis and stuff, but we're just looking at the roots that, I swear to God, it looked like it was 80 feet worth of roots, but maybe a foot and a half deep.
It's wild, especially around here, right? Like next month, right? Like November, we get those big windstorms, and then the spring. That one in the spring, there was a tree in my complex. Same thing. The roots were out of the ground. Like every day I drove by, I was like, that's unbelievable.
Well, it took out all those, not one little strip of road by your place, right? Because I want to say we drove separately, but we both roughly came home the same way. And it's like, did you have to detour down this street and this street? Because we didn't realize it. My wife's like, what the heck are they putting on the brakes? But we didn't realize there was a tree across the road. And then there were 5 other alternative routes with the same problem. It was crazy. And the bar was closed because the power went out.
Right, so
No! Yeah, that was an issue.
The thing, Miles. Like, so he's a little bit ahead of me. As I'm driving home, I watch all the Transformers blow one by one.
Right.
I'm like, I don't look good. And I drove by, and some of the neighborhood's out, some of it's not.
Yep.
The bar, the power's still on. I think I literally ordered a beer, and then it was like,
yeah.
And then your buddy was there with his truck, and he has a bunch of lights from his old job.
So he was he definitely he's like, hang on, man. I won't say where he worked, but he had video production lights in his work truck. So he's like, hold on, everybody. Seriously, he came in, set up 3 of them maybe, and it's like, drinks on. I don't know if that was legal or not.
Bar that I went to,
no, because the bartender we know eventually had to close it.
Right.
So we were going to all meet up somewhere else, and I show up like a dog with my headlamp around. They're like, "What's with the headlamp?" I'm like, well, my house is dark, and I had to pee.
So one of the girls that goes to our the regular bar that I go to, so she lives basically straight across the street from the bar. So she went, and by the time I got there, she had set up 10 candles on the bar.
All right.
And the bartender, Kristen, said, look, I'm just going to give you the tab, piece of paper. Just keep track of what you buy, and then when I can get back to the computer system, operate a credit card, you're going to have to pay back on this, but let's just sit here and drink as much as we can until the power comes back on.
I think it's pretty much what everyone did.
Game on.
I'll just take my regular. I know about what that costs. But here's a little bit of money.
Rescue operations are in full swing on the Tibetan side of Mount Everest after a sudden snowstorm stranded nearly 1,000 people at high-altitude campsites. Why are they still
1,000 people?
Why are they still up there?
What is the season normally?
I thought the climbing season was May. For
You
Everest.
would know more than we would.
Maybe they're just going up to base camp.
They're all at base camp, but even then, why would you want to go to base camp if your goal is not to summit?
They just do those hiking tours because you're still still 16,000 feet.
Fair enough.
You still get a good view, of the mountain. But Chinese state media reports that teams of rescuers and local villagers are working to clear heavy snow blocking access to the remote region. So that is at an altitude of over 16,000 feet, according to the BBC. So far, 350 individuals have been led to safety in the township of Kwadang.
I know Kwadang.
Kwadang. But hundreds more remain in need of assistance. The blizzard began this past Friday night and quickly intensified, catching climbers and hikers off guard. One survivor, Chen Gishang, told Reuters that conditions were so frigid and wet that hypothermia became a genuine threat, adding that local guides had never seen such extreme October weather.
It's always cool when they say that.
I guess many were visiting during the week-long Chinese national holiday. So rescue officials say all the tents collapsed and cases of hypothermia were complicating efforts. So there's a group called Blue Sky Rescue, and they received emergency calls as condition worsened. But they could not get any helicopters up there. I mean, everybody's just kind of hiking and trudging up there. They say in response, authorities suspended ticket sales and closed entries to Everett's scenic area.
That's
what
big
is this,
of them.
Disneyland?
Yeah, we're not selling tickets because of the blizzard and the 1,000 people stranded with hypothermia.
Mm-hmm. I say the situation on Everest is part of a wider pattern of extreme weather in the region, as Nepal has been hit by torrential rain, triggering deadly landslides and floods, while Typhoon Matmo has forced 150,000 evacuations in China.
Jesus. Well, not to mention you're 16,000 feet up in a mountain. I just assume the weather's going to be more extreme.
Yes.
You did, what's his face? Rainier.
Yeah.
Right? Not nearly that tall, and you guys still ended up in a massive blizzard.
We just got pounded by snow.
Right. Everywhere else just got rain.
And high winds. The weekend that we were up there was a tornado in Shelton.
I remember the weekend because my wife even said, I hope Miles and Hair Club are okay. I'm like, why are you saying that? Because it was pissing rain here, right? And we're getting inches of rain. She goes, look, if we're getting all this rain, it ain't going to be rain. It's going to be snow, and they're up in Rainier. Me being me, I'm like, I'm sure they're fine. Coming Monday, Miles is like, Jesus Christ, this was terrifying.
Well, the thing was that we knew the forecast. I mean, like anything else, you're going to get a pretty good idea of what's going on. So when packing up, I'm thinking to myself, man, I mean, we're kind of headed right into the eye of the storm. And that's what the ranger up there in Muir said to me. When he opened up his window, like at a Dutch cottage.
Yeah.
And he's drinking a cup of hot coffee or tea, whatever. He's like, what in the F are you doing here? And I was like, dude, there's like 20 of us in there. There's like 10, 15 of us in there. He's like, why? And I'm like, he just sent us up, man. And he's like, wow. So,
damn.
Yeah, he's probably like, why did the service send you up here?
Because they knew. Well, the scariest part about it was that we were doing a lot of switchbacks up the ice field, also known as a glacier, because there were so many big crevasses that you had to kind of circumvent. So that you had to jump over these light blue holes that went into the abyss with a 60-pound pack on. Now, I don't know if you can jump 3 feet with a 60-pound pack on in a pair of plastic boots with crampons on it, but that's kind of what you're faced with. And it sucked, because I'm not a very good jumper at all.
Yeah.
The one thing, no one ever said, wow, Miles got springs.
He can jump, man.
Jeez, a whiz.
Jumps out of the gym.
There's a whole movie about that. So, and so by the time we get to the top, I know these holes. These holes are 30 feet across. We could have gotten up there so much faster if we didn't have to circumvent all these giant gaps in the glacier. So now the snow falls, and it's 5 feet, maybe 4 feet, right? But all those holes are covered. So think of the game, don't break the ice. Except for you can't see where you're walking right down. You're walking over.
Except this time you might die.
A 30-foot hole that exists. So is this bridge going to collapse on you, essentially? So, man, and then you could not see. We were in a whiteout. Like, I dropped a glove because I was trying to clear my goggles. People were gone. Thank God I still had a rope in my hand.
Right.
Because I was screwed. I could look down. I couldn't even see my feet. So I could not see even where they traveled. Because it was just, complete whiteout.
Would you just wait for a tug on the rope?
I just, reeled myself in.
I bet you he was talking.
Exactly.
Damn. I have wanted to hike Rainier since I was a kid, but
Really?
Miles, you were talking me off this ledge.
It was just the wrong time of the year.
Why do you want to do that?
Circumstantially, it was just not a good time.
So I could point, hang out with my nephew and point it like I've been up there.
Well,
Okay. But it's
an
always snow
accomplishment,
covered. No, it's definitely an accomplishment.
Yeah.
It is. My thing is, I'm like, look, even in the dead of summer, I'm like, but there's still snow up there.
Yeah.
That means it's a place I don't want to be.
So there's
feel refreshing.
There's a day where you're going to go, 8 hours up on the summit, probably somewhere in there, at least 8 to 10 hours. So you think about all the work you have to do. Like, you just don't go into the gym and get on a treadmill for an hour.
No.
You need to do
not with your legs moving.
Right.
2 hours, which is really tedious. And by the way, the Stairmaster at the gym, that's my least favorite.
No kidding. That one sucks.
And you're not, and I'm in tennis shoes and shorts and a T-shirt. I'm not, I don't got goggles on, you know what I mean? With a
Big old pack on your back.
Yeah, with like a minus 30 degree frickin' sleeping bag and crap like that. And a whole pizza from Verace's. So that's basically what I took to eat.
You just had a stocked up pizza.
I had a whole pizza stuffed
Because
in
you
my
got
backpack.
you eat calories, but
Yeah,
you don't feel like eating. Everything I've read is like you got to bring something, and it recommends pizza. It's like you'll probably still eat this.
And then, then you get up there, man. The first night I told you, bean burritos. Which, you got all these guys in one area. Bean burritos. Makes sense in principle, but then when you think it through...
Good
you
protein.
You need the protein, but man, oh man, there's no window in there to open up.
No. And you don't dare open the door of the doggone.
And you were there longer than you planned on being there. Just because of the snow, right?
Well, we were supposed to move upward and then finally summit and then come down. But we basically were just kind of locked in the whole time, farting in this.
Would you try it again?
I would, but I would do it at a different time of the year. I think I would do something like Kilimanjaro in Africa, based on the fact that they do have snow on top. But for the most part,
how tall is that mountain?
It's like 20,000. But it's a walk. You can walk to the top of it. Granted, when you get to the top, you might need to put some crampons.
Sure.
But I mean, it's something that you can take your time, get acclimated. There's no like gorilla on the mountain that's going to eat you or anything. There's no tigers up there.
What country is it in?
Zimbabwe.
It's in Zimbabwe. So why are there no animals on the mountain? Because Zimbabwe, it has all those nature preserves. The animals are everywhere. You're telling me they're just not on Kilimanjaro.
They're like F that. Why would you get all the way? Why would you go all the way up there?
I'm not climbing up there.
Well, the climate changes. When you're down below, it's a savanna. It's a savanna. So it's a different. When you start climbing that type of mountain, it becomes
snow lions.
It becomes a jungle.
Okay,
so it's just a different.
Yeah, but no one ever says the jungle. Nothing here will kill you. Like that's never been said. Cool, it's jungle. We have all these predators down there in the savannah, but now we're in the jungle. We're safe.
You think that Mount Shasta is oftentimes a mountain you can walk up? Not anymore. I mean, people have been dying up there like flies.
No kidding.
This year, like two guys just slipped and went hundreds, thousands of feet, just right down on the ice.
I mean, Mount Rainier. I tell that story about me and my buddy. We were just in tennis shoes, and we drove up. Forget where you can just a day hike, and they're like, stay on the path, stay on the path. So you get like this lookout point, right? And it's thousands of feet.
Yeah.
And then there was just would look like a little snowfield. So we were like, screw it, let's cross it. But same thing, we got halfway out there and like there's a guy coming back and he's saying like, what are you doing out here? We're not sure. And he's like, you need to like get off this thing. Yeah. And then you look down and there's people practicing self-arrest in case they slide down the hill. We have none of that.
And you have
We're
tennis
in tennis shoes. And the path's only about a foot wide. But yeah, we got off there, and it's like, that was really dumb. So you can day hike it, but I mean,
that was stupid.
There's plenty of ways to get hurt up on that trail. Or we tried, on the other side, we tried that 2 whatever one, and basically it's a goat trail. And we did it I want to say we did it in the middle of summer, but same thing, you get halfway up, and it's still covered in snow.
Yeah, that's the thing about crap like that. We did that hike in Alaska, right? It's Flat Top, I believe it's called. It's not like the toughest hike. There's just a scramble at the end. Fine. Our heads are on a pivot for bears specifically because there have been so many maulings.
Grizzly bears.
In that area. And it's like, look, dude, if we see it, I mean, there's nothing you can do. I just want to know it's there kind of thing. Anyway, didn't see any bears, and they told us, hey, worry about mountain lions too. No mountain lions. Nothing to worry about. We get to the top. We see the clouds, smoke a cigarette. We're coming down. That's when you realize the danger because you're kind of doing that scramble, so you're kind of crab walking.
They spray painted a trail.
Right.
So you're just trying to look through the spray paint to find the spray paint through the clouds because we're in clouds.
And so you follow that, and then like there's this weird, I don't know, rhythmic vibration like in your feet and hands, and like it doesn't make any sense. It's almost like the mountain had a heartbeat, right? It kind of feels like that, and then you hear someone say, Rock.
Yes. And you hear
you
boom,
you
boom, boom,
scramble
boom.
up.
And it goes by your head like a huge-ass boulder that they kick down.
This rock is maybe a little bigger than a basketball, right? But
they're taking you out.
You realize the weight of this thing, because the way it's coming down, it's bouncing off of just more of the scramble, right? Which is all rock. And you realize that's the vibration we were feeling. So I don't know how long this thing had been falling behind us. But look, and like I said, you don't turn around.
But you can hear them whistle
by
by
rock.
And you're like,
Yeah.
Jesus.
And everybody
You see
scrambles
this
up.
black shadow.
You don't know where it is. They just tell you, go to higher ground.
Get low,
And I'm like,
yeah.
well, I can do that, but I don't know where it is. And sure enough, that thing went almost straight down the path we were on. Started watching it bounce by, and I'm like, I would rather deal with a bear. Like, that was freaking scary, man.
So when my wife and I were dating, we were living out in Issaquah at the time, and out behind there's a trail that kind of goes by the high school that's out there.
Yeah.
And we were walking it, and every time we walked by, I saw that there was a sign that said, "Hey, Poo Poo Point is this way," and it's like it said 3.5 miles, something like that. I was like, all right, cool, a little 3.5 mile hike, like I can walk for a ways. There's a little hike that we had called the circuit out there. That's nothing, hour from door to door. It's an hour to do it. So I'm thinking 3.5 miles. We got this. One day we set out to do it. I think I was wrong. It wasn't 3.5 miles as far as the full hike. It was 3.5 miles to get to the hike.
Oh.
I didn't know this. So we go out
How
there.
How happy was she?
Neither of us were happy at all because it just kept going. And we were doing switchbacks and it just never stopped. It kept going. It kept going. It kept going. Finally, we get all the way to the top of the doggone thing. After hours have gone by, we get all the way up there, where they're launching people off there to do the parasailing, whatever. We get done, and then we're on the way back, which the descent is the worst part.
Oh, yeah.
You think it's the way
That's
up.
what kills your knee. For me, that's what kills my knee.
Oh, God. My dumb ass, my Eagle Scout dumb ass, didn't bring food, didn't bring water. I didn't bring nothing, dude. I went,
Gotta have the essentials,
and
Mike.
so now my stomach is absolutely empty. I am lightheaded. My legs are shaking. You guys know the size difference between my wife and I. She's sitting there like, I can't get you off this hill if you go down. Like, she's thinking of like, when do I call emergency services and whatnot? We got down, everything went fine, but same thing, Ted. I got to the bottom, I was like, that was stupid. That was probably the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life.
Yep.
How did your wife do?
Oh, she crushed it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, she was in a lot better shape than I was.
Have you heard of the ice caves?
The ice caves.
That are in the area? So I go to the ice caves. All right, you're not supposed to really walk too far in there.
That's the whole thing. That's where people get hurt.
Oh,
You're not
no,
supposed to walk in
it
there.
was not a good next weekend. Like I took a dog down in there. They just went running in there like, ice caves.
Jesus.
So I'm in there pretty deep, and the next weekend that thing collapsed, and then not good. I mean, that was probably 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a big warning. Like, do not go in them.
You can
go look at
like
them.
there's kind of one at the back of Lake 22, which is basically just a cornice, essentially. It's not really an ice cave. That dog ran in there on me one day, too, and I was like, because there's a walkway around Lake 22.
Yep.
So I let the dog off the leash. If nobody's up there,
She's going to go to the snow.
you just run. Yeah, exactly. And
That's what my dog did. As soon
and
as she took her off the leash, like, she saw the snow. She'd been on the path the entire time. Saw snow. Deep into the snow, headed toward the lake. And I'm like, well, you got to get her. I'm like, I'm going to call for her. And that's how it works. She finally came back. I'm like, all right, it's all good.
Coming up, your guess is as good as mine. Our categories today: the world's deadliest animals and gold diggers in the states that have the most. And we've got your emails on the way next in the men's room at KISW.com.
To remind you that 60% of sales on Amazon come from independent sellers, here's John from Devil Dog Pet Company.
We run our family business from Sterling Heights, Michigan, but we can reach customers all over the country thanks to Amazon. Good boy.
Shop small business on Amazon.
There's luxury, and then there's Monogram. At Judd & Black, you can experience both. Right now, with Monogram's 1 for you, 1 for free rebate, when you purchase select premium appliances, you'll get another absolutely free. Shopping at Judd & Black, you get personalized service, expert guidance, and luxury delivered. Browse online at juddblack.com or find the best deals in our Bellingham showroom off Exit 254. Judd & Black, your hometown appliance store for over 85 years.
Make money from your podcast with the Odyssey Creator Lab. You create the show, we bring the advertisers. Apply now at creators.odyssey.com.
To remind you that 60% of sales on Amazon come from independent sellers, here's John from Devil Dog Pet Company.
We run our family business from Sterling Heights, Michigan, but we can reach customers all over the country thanks to Amazon. Good boy.
Shop small business on Amazon.
There's luxury, and then there's Monogram. At Judd & Black, you can experience both. Right now, with Monogram's 1 for you, 1 for free rebate, when you purchase select premium appliances, you'll get another absolutely free. Shopping at Judd & Black, you get personalized service, expert guidance, and luxury delivered. Browse online at juddblack.com or find the best deals in our Bellingham showroom off Exit 254. Judd & Black, your hometown appliance store for over 85 years.
North Coast Credit Union is keeping things simple with free checking for everyone. That means fee-free ATMs, overdraft protection, online banking, mobile deposits, automatic bill pay, and more, all without monthly fees or transaction limits. Managing your money shouldn't be complicated. That's why North Coast Credit Union is keeping it simple. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations or northcoastcu.com to learn more.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Your guess is as good as mine on the way to categories, the world's deadliest animals and gold-digging states. But first, time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
And a couple comments on our question, what happened that wasn't supposed to happen that day? Guys, when I was 7, we took a field trip. Should have been a great day. Well, we were visiting a brand new, unopened, and unoccupied prison. Got to tour the place, and then in the beginning of the tour, they lock each of us in our very own cell.
Cool.
They opened them all back up about 30 seconds later, except for mine. My door malfunctioned. I was locked in a prison cell for hours while they tried to fix it. Needless to say, I cried and have obeyed all the laws that can cause incarceration for my entire life.
Yeah, we went to what's it called, Alcatraz a couple years ago. Kid's like 10 years old and kind of impressed by everything we're saying. It's a great tour if you've never done it, but at one point you can walk into the cell. They don't close the door behind you. You can just walk in. He would not do it. I say, but you want to walk in there? He's like, no. They don't close the door. We're just walking. It's like, no. I was like, okay, then let this be a memory. You don't want to go to jail. You better be good.
As far as parachuting is concerned, guys, I broke my back on a parachute jump in Shelton, Washington. As far as natural disasters, a map I saw said the least amount of natural disasters would probably be North Dakota. But I'll take my chances.
Too cold.
I would think that the fracking might cause some earthquakes.
Maybe, but they're generally they're under 2.0 and they're fairly contained to the area that they're doing it. But if that's the alternative is North Dakota, I'm with you. I will take my chances.
I'd say also Alaska. They have the worst earthquakes than literally almost anywhere else on Earth.
All right.
Yeah, who knew? And one more. Guys, I went to skydiving at that same spot in Shelton for my 16th birthday.
Yeah, that's the spot, Ted.
I know, and I don't want to hate on these people.
No, look, dude. They were great. Look, if something goes wrong, it ain't on them. I'll put it that way.
While free falling, the lady strapped to my back says, "Oh, F." In the split second between the O and the F, we passed directly in front of a C-130 military transport plane.
Wow.
Close enough to see the concerned look on the pilots' faces. I know it sounds fake as hell, but my mom was filming from the ground and can clearly see the plane cross right where we're following.
Jesus, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you imagine even just being that pilot?
No.
Is that two humans coming at us?
Like, oh, crap.
Great.
That's a little terrifying.
Now time for some birthdays brought to you by Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
We have one birthday.
Oh.
Guys, can I get a birthday shout out from the Dirty Germans about teaching Spanish? And some dad jokes. I love the show. Makes gridlock bearable. That from Brian.
Yeah, people are always surprised when they come to Deutschland how many people there speak Spanish. It is overwhelming when you visit Germany.
Yeah, tonight you'll be the German taco.
Yeah.
We'll be the outside shell. Or actually, we will be the meat.
Yeah, I'd like to be the meat, and I hope it's not a crunchy shell.
No, it's definitely a sausage.
Yeah.
Dad joke time. Guys, what is the difference between the black-eyed peas and chickpeas? The black-eyed peas and chickpeas.
Easy.
What?
Black-eyed peas can sing us a song. Chickpeas can hum us one. All right. See? You thought I was going to get dirty, didn't you?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. You surely don't miss a chance.
Why couldn't the pepper practice archery?
The pepper?
Why couldn't the pepper practice archery?
Hang on.
I got nothing.
Because he didn't have a quill?
He didn't have an arrow. Where does an Egyptian poop from? Where does an Egyptian poop from?
Sphinx?
Harassed?
Oh, very good. They're sphinxter.
Sphinxter. I thought it was a Horace joke.
Yeah. They're sphinxter. How warm is it inside a tauntaun?
This is great.
Lukewarm.
Lukewarm. I got this approved through management, by the way.
Oh, no.
Wait
Wait a minute. Castle?
Yes.
It doesn't count. Sorry, he said I've had to dump him on the show before.
Okay. All right, one more.
Hang on, let me see it. Let me
Why
see.
should you never buy flowers from a monk? Why should you never buy flowers from a monk? Because only you can prevent florist friars.
Florist friars.
Hang on.
Wow.
Let me see the other joke. Let me see that one.
It's
Third
one
from
right
bottom
close
there?
to the bottom, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, I would dump that. I would dump that.
Would you really? Have it down.
Second to last one there, Ted.
Okay.
No, that doesn't fly.
All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
I need a job with a steady paycheck.
I need a job that offers health care on day one for me and my kids.
I want a job where I can get certified in technical roles, like robotics or software engineering.
In communities across the country, hourly Amazon employees earn an average of over $23 an hour, with opportunities to grow their skills and their paycheck by enrolling in free skills training programs and apprenticeships. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
Now is a time to reconnect at home with those that matter most. Create your own private retreat of warmth, comfort, and relaxation with a Lopi fireplace insert or stove. Handcrafted and built in Mukilteo, Washington, Lopi has amazing custom fire designs the whole family will love. Request a quote and visit your local Lopi dealer at Innovations for Quality Living on James Street in Bellingham.
People in Whatcom and Skagit County have been choosing North Coast Credit Union for 86 years. But they're not just choosing a credit union. Our members are choosing to support local businesses. They're choosing lower fees and loan rates. They're choosing to take ownership in their communities. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Washington. Visit one of our 5 branches or northcoastcu.com to see why North Coast Credit Union is the obvious choice.
Russell is traveling for vacation. He may not be at his destination yet, but his vacation started the second he stepped onto the Bel Air Airporter shuttle. Russell doesn't want to worry about traffic or parking. He wants to relax and let Bel Air get him to and from SeaTac safely and on time. Whatever your reason for traveling, choose Bel Air Airporter shuttle. Book your trip today at airporter.com. That's airporter.com.
Make money from your podcast with the Odyssey Creator Lab. You create the show, we bring the advertisers. Apply now at creators.odyssey.com.
Think about let's get a contestant on the line now for your guess is as good as mine, 206-803-ROCK. In the meantime, while we get a contestant, they're ready to play the game. Couple extra emails.
By the way, somewhere we were talking about the Germans doing Mexican stuff.
Yeah.
We brought up the hard shell tacos. Just stop it, people. Soft shell is superior.
It is, but every once in a while, look, I'll put it this way. Most of the time, I'm going to get a soft shell taco. Maybe I'm going to get a burrito, maybe a quesadilla. I like it soft. Every once in a while, you get that hard shell taco. And I don't want them all the time, but you're like,
it just hits.
All right.
It's like a mom-dad taco. It's like the American version of what we think Mexican food is.
Right. But
Like
I'm telling you,
those
it's-
old El Paso kits, all that stuff.
Yeah,
from
I
growing
know,
up.
but we know better now.
We do know better. But that's why I'm saying, everyone, look, there's a million different flavors of potato chip, and we always say it. Every once in a while, you just eat a plain Lay's, right? It's not exciting, but you go, damn, that's a good chip. And then you buy all your flavors again. Same thing with the hard taco. I'm like, you know what? I enjoy this. Next time I get a taco, it will be soft shell. But in this moment,
Stroganoff hamburger helper. Sounds terrible.
Yes.
Actually, it's pretty good. The beef stroganoff.
I'm just saying, the other thing, but this is an example of we just didn't know. So we all grew up eating tacos like that.
Yes.
Now it's like we know better.
We do, but it's still good to go back to that.
Yeah, every once in a while.
I'm just saying, you order a group thing from Taco Bell, right? You're watching ball games or whatever. My mom did it last weekend. I want hard shells. And she goes, I don't like hard shells. I said, I know. And then Marshawn did it to me. And he goes, we should have just got soft shells. I was like, I know. Like, you want to get that Doritos Locos one? Because it's got Doritos dust? I can fathom it.
You just got to eat those things quick. Because they get soft and,
Yeah.
I mean, you need to eat them there.
But when's the last time you went to a regular Mexican restaurant and said, I'll take a hard shell beef taco?
I don't think I ever have in my life.
Okay.
Every once in a while,
option.
Every once in a while, Red Star. I'll get one.
All right.
You can get a variety pack.
So you
Red
get a
Star's
3-pack, you'll do one?
We'll do one, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
What they call it? The mom taco, the dad's taco.
Something
It's
like
like
I thought they just called it white people tacos.
They should. Yes.
White people taco. The
My
white
people
taco.
have tacos, ground beef, and hard shells.
All right.
Yes. What's this one say? What made the trip rough? Guys, when I was 14, my dance company decided to charter a bus down to Disneyland, California for a performance workshop that we're doing. Now, during the drive from Silverdale to California, the charter got lost. The air conditioning broke down, causing 2 of the girls to pass out. We stopped at a rest stop that was so infested with bugs that you couldn't see the sink because it was just a bunch of crawling black things. And the driver got a speeding ticket in California on a bus that can't go over 70. It was maybe the most bizarre and awful road trip I've ever been on. That from the lovely Kaylee.
Sounds fun.
Couple of more.
Those dance teams are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And how does your charter driver get lost?
And how did he get a speeding ticket?
Right, all of these things.
Gentlemen, as far as that's a bunch of quat. Gentlemen, I threw out a few quats here and there today in conversation, just for fun. Note, I'm on some cold and flu meds and feel a little numb in the brain, so that likely loosened me up a bit. No one seemed to notice, question, or care at all. So I then changed it to quataciously salacious and said something like, I am quataciously saliciously confident that the problem with the order will be fixed when referring to a problem with an order. I got a comment about using the big word to describe the problem, but no one questioned what it actually meant. Kind of reminded me of the lawyer on Seinfeld that made fun of Johnny Cochran. Good times on cold meds. So does that count as not sober, or maybe I just had a bit of a quat day? Thanks, guys, for all the quatacious laughs over the years. That from Barry.
In case you're wondering, quat is not a word, but we determined it sounds awful.
Yes, it does.
You're an ugly quat. They're going to get mad, but in the end, like, I did not say anything. There's nothing to be angry about because it's not a real word. You're looking very quatty.
All right, time for your guess is as good as mine. It's an easy game to play. We get a contestant online to pick from one of 2 categories and try to get as many right in said category. Before 3 strikes and you're out. Steve, who is ready to play your guess is as good as mine.
Oh, Ted knows who it is. James, welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Hola.
James, welcome to the program. Your guess is as good as mine. The categories today, we have the world's deadliest animals. And also we have the states that have the most gold diggers. So a divorce coaching company determined which states have the most gold diggers by looking at several financial factors. Those included the concentration of millionaire and billionaires, hourly wages, and cost of living in each state. And they combined that with the dating app behaviors and online searches for phrases like sugar daddy, sugar mama, sugar baby, and marry rich. So we have the 10 states that they say has the most gold diggers. And we have the 10 deadliest animals. James, so which category are you taking? On your guess, it's as good as mine.
Let's go with the gold diggers.
Okay,
Gold
James.
digger.
You know the stats.
Sing it, Ted.
Now, okay.
She ain't what no broke.
Now remember, James, the most concentration of millionaires and billionaires. That figures into the equation.
Okay. Well, let's go New York right off the bat.
New York. Let's see. New York is on the list. It is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. It is number 5. That is correct.
Yeah, that's all New York City. And pretty much nowhere else.
There's a lot, yeah.
I mean, you can put the Hamptons in there and all that kind of crap, but New York City is the epicenter of money in New York State.
Okay. 1 for 1, James. Nice work.
All right, let's go California.
California. That would be number 4 on the list. Correct once again.
Washington?
Washington not on the list.
That's only Western Washington.
We do have the millionaires and billionaires.
We call that area Bellevue, and then it doesn't bleed out much more.
And
from
most
that.
of them generally have a wife, make their money, and then seem to dump the wife and go get it.
And then, upgrade to the later
James,
model.
think about this. where do people wear a lot of jewelry? It's that kind of bling. You know what I mean? It's because that's
I
what
already
you're...
said New York.
Well, there's other states out there that
Connecticut.
that have that fashion.
Vermont. I think Florida. Maybe.
Florida's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, let's do Florida. Let's get Florida out of the way.
Florida's number one.
Oh yeah.
All
The
the
most gold
retirees.
diggers in the United States reside in Florida.
And if you've ever been there, you're not shocked. And it explains every couple you see.
So think flashy a little bit sometimes on these. As far as people dressing up.
I mean, could we also? Because I'm thinking more the.
What's that?
New Jersey?
New Jersey's not a bad guess, but not on the list.
Really?
Maybe Texas, dude. All that
a
oil
lot of money.
Those chicks are always done up to the nines. Texas.
Yeah, let's do Texas.
Texas is number 3.
Number 3.
Again, yes, these are the states that have the most gold diggers. The factors. They search for phrases online like sugar daddy, sugar mama, sugar baby, and marry rich.
Mm-hmm.
See, and I'm the place that I go is kind of the retiree areas because that's where you
Arizona.
That's where I'm thinking is Arizona,
Nevada, but that's only Vegas really that has
right.
the money.
I think it's more Arizona.
But people own casinos there. Right, it's like 3 companies, but
that's why
there's a lot of billionaires.
You would go there for a reason.
Aha.
So let's go to Nevada.
That is number 2.
Yeah. Whoops. All right.
Yeah. So far you're right with number 1, Florida. James, number 2, Nevada. Texas is 3. California is 4. And New York is number 5. So you've gotten 5 out of the 10 correct. There are 5 states left. Now, I think we've got most of the dirty money states out of the way.
All right.
You know those states. Now it gets a little iffy as far as your guessing goes. But give it your best shot.
I would still take Arizona just because of Scottsdale.
Let's go with Arizona.
Okay. Arizona.
Damn it. Jesus, James. That's on me, dude.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Not a bad guess.
All good, Ted.
Not a bad guess.
But don't listen to Ted. It's a rule. We have T-shirts and everything that say that. Yeah.
So are we still on the East Coast here, Miles?
We have we have 2 states considered south. We have 1 East Coast state that Ted likes. I would say in a mountain state.
Virginia, maybe?
Virginia is not on the list, but it should be.
But what about Maryland?
Maryland is on the list. Maryland is number 9.
Yeah.
Where's all this money in Southern Maryland? Never Montgomery County.
Montgomery County.
I am done.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he said considered south. Are we talking like Tennessee and Kentucky?
Tennessee's number 8.
There we go.
Never Kentucky. Kentucky doesn't have a pot to pee in.
Okay. You never know.
Yeah.
Well, but right, and this is people looking up sugar daddy, sugar baby, so they're looking for richer, older dudes.
You're not doing that in
Yes.
Connecticut, right?
Mountain state.
Colorado.
Colorado's number 6. That is correct. There are 2 states remaining. Neither one of these make too much sense.
Just kind of
Oklahoma.
It's not a bad
no,
guess.
it's not a bad guess. It's just not on the list.
What about like Illinois?
Close to Illinois, a neighboring state of Illinois.
Minnesota.
Indiana.
Indiana.
What?
It's number 10. I don't understand that either.
Did the 1 billionaire get married? Is
Big money.
No.
They just don't talk about it.
I guess. I mean, here's my thing. Like, I'm sure there's a billionaire in Indiana that says, hey, I own this, that, and the other. And you go, makes sense. Indiana specific. If I have billions of dollars and I'm not specific to the state of Indiana, that is one of the last states that you would possibly catch me as
Now,
a
the state with the least gold diggers is Vermont, followed by Nebraska, Montana, Wyoming, Maine, South Dakota, Alaska, Iowa, New Hampshire, and Idaho.
A lot of those make sense.
The last state is in the southeastern part of the United States.
I was about to say Ohio. Southeast.
Georgia. It could be Georgia.
It is Georgia.
Yep.
Georgia.
Yeah, well,
It is
Atlanta's
Georgia.
a massive city.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Old money there.
So here's your gold digging states. Coming in at number 10, that would be Indiana. At 9, it's Maryland. Tennessee is 8. Georgia 7. Colorado 6. New York is 5. Followed by California at 4. 3 is Texas. Nevada at 2. And the state with the most gold diggers, that would be Florida.
And you said the least is Vermont.
The least is Vermont, correct. The most is the state of Florida.
Is there a reverse term for that?
Like the Vermont
Like I
style
hit the
of it?
lottery,
people who-
I'm a millionaire, and I'm 60, and I marry a 30-year-old blonde woman. But they don't call me like, he's 30-year-old blonde woman guy. And she's a gold digger.
They call you a rich old white guy, Ted.
Yeah, that's basically what they would say.
All right, let's
he's loaded.
Right, because everybody keeps saying that about the bad coach in North Carolina. What's her name? Jordan.
Yeah.
But, like, Bill Belichick, we don't say anything about him.
It's like he knows what he's doing. You remember Anna Nicole Smith, right?
Yeah.
The late Anna Nicole Smith. She was Playboy Bunny, Playmate of the Year, all this stuff, the next Marilyn Monroe. And she marries this 93-year-old dude whose head is made of liver spots and death. And everyone in his family says, hey, man, she's only marrying you.
He was also in his 90s.
Right. He was 93 in a wheelchair. And his family said, she's just marrying you for your money. And his response, and I'm paraphrasing, was like, I know. I'm marrying her for the ass.
Right.
Like there's no mistake about our relationship.
Like,
we know what we're doing.
No disrespect to Hef. I'm sure he was a very handsome gentleman in his heyday. However,
right.
You think as he was getting up there, they still just loved him for him? No, dude.
Well, I'm just saying, right? It's always like, she's a gold digger. It's like, well, she's hot.
Yeah, she can.
And he's got money.
Coming up at 5:08, we'll drink and toast with the shot of the day. You are listening to The Men's Room.
I need a job with a steady paycheck.
I need a job that offers health care on day one for me and my kids.
I want a job where I can get certified in technical roles, like robotics or software engineering.
In communities across the country, hourly Amazon employees earn an average of over $23 an hour, with opportunities to grow their skills and their paycheck by enrolling in free skills training programs and apprenticeships. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
Now is a time to reconnect at home with those that matter most. Create your own private retreat of warmth, comfort, and relaxation with a Lopi fireplace insert or stove. Handcrafted and built in Mukilteo, Washington, Lopi has amazing custom fire designs the whole family will love. Request a quote and visit your local Lopi dealer at Innovations for Quality Living on James Street in Bellingham.
People in Whatcom and Skagit County have been choosing North Coast Credit Union for 86 years. But they're not just choosing a credit union. Our members are choosing to support local businesses. They're choosing lower fees and loan rates. They're choosing to take ownership in their communities. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Washington. Visit one of our 5 branches or northcoastcu.com to see why North Coast Credit Union is the obvious choice.
Russell is traveling for vacation. He may not be at his destination yet, but his vacation started the second he stepped onto the Bel Air Airporter shuttle. Russell doesn't want to worry about traffic or parking. He wants to relax and let Bel Air get him to and from SeaTac safely and on time. Whatever your reason for traveling, choose Bel Air Airporter shuttle. Book your trip today at airporter.com. That's airporter.com.
There's luxury, and then there's Monogram. At Judd & Black, you can experience both. Right now, with Monogram's 1 for you, 1 for free rebate, when you purchase select premium appliances, you'll get another absolutely free. Shopping at Judd & Black, you get personalized service, expert guidance, and luxury delivered. Browse online at juddblack.com or find the best deals in our Bellingham showroom off Exit 254. Judd & Black, your hometown appliance store for over 85 years.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up here at 5:08, we'll drink and toast for the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check on Mike Hogg and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. Hold on to your hats, gents. It turns out that the Do Not Track feature on your browser stops absolutely nobody from tracking your browser data.
Damn it! Yeah, no kidding.
But I said no!
Damn it!
My favorite one is when I'll see... They're always of the older friends that I have on Facebook, that post that'll come around at least once a year like, this is my declaration to Facebook that I do not give permission for them to copy and use any of my photos or like...
You're on Facebook.
That does nothing.
That's right. You're on Facebook.
If you have a relative, though, I'd say probably 60, but at least maybe 55 and over. They post it once a year.
They do.
Really? It is a thing.
It is.
But guys, come on. Look, if you're that old, you're old enough to know that what you're saying means nothing. You've been around the block.
And I don't know if people make money off of these social media pages, but there's so many where I will see those same people, they will share the content. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, share if you love your country, if you believe in God, whatever it is, if you're against this. Like, you understand that they don't actually care about what it is that you're sharing.
Right.
They just want you to so that they get the clicks.
Share it, exactly.
Right. Even that post that says, I'd copy and paste this to let them know that you don't give them permission. Like, I feel like they're still making out somehow with that.
You're screaming at the girl behind the counter. It's like, right, but I can't help you.
Right.
I hear you.
You're right. You don't give them permission. They're going to use it if
they're going to use it because you're on Facebook.
Right.
You can get off of Facebook. If it bugs you that much, that's what I would do.
And also, why do you think that your photos are so damn compelling that somebody's going to be like, I'm taking that?
That's the first thing, all right? You're not that freaking interested.
No!
But no one has the heart to tell you, Facebook doesn't want to use you for you're ugly. Your grandkids are ugly.
Right.
Nothing you post is original or interesting. You're not interesting enough. Good God, man.
Where are they going to find other photos of your legs on a beach?
No kidding.
Right.
Where are they going to find
we
your
want
grumpy-ass
those
face
legs.
with shades on and a backwards hat?
Really?
Right,
You were
I-
at
right.
Niagara Falls and took a picture?
Right.
Where can they possibly find that?
But I count myself, but how many middle-aged dudes could just post horrible selfies?
No kidding. And it's always the same caption. Having a great time in Las Vegas.
Yeah, but I'm not going to smile.
Right, they look like a bust on Mount Rushmore. Having a great time. You fooled me.
Looks it.
Great time with the family.
You know that's sarcastic.
Right. And every photo, they've got that same face. It's like, what happened to cheese? You know what I mean?
You know that's why all the old photos that we see, everyone looks miserable all the time. And granted, times are different. You're like, not everyone could possibly be that unhappy. Well, it turns out when they originally started, photographs broke big and you do photographs of the family, you were told to say prunes instead of cheese because they considered you silly or like you're a fool if you smile.
Right.
And that's why everyone looks so freaking miserable in every picture.
Also,
from
know
back in
this.
the day.
They took 8 pictures from the same place.
Yes.
And picked that one. That was the best one.
That's the guy.
That's the one.
The first supermoon of the year is out tonight.
Supermoon.
Supermoon.
Now, what does that mean exactly?
It's huge.
Look up at the sky.
It's going to look big.
That thing's been
It's a
big
bird.
for
It's a
days.
plane.
No, wait, it's a moon.
It's the
And
moon.
I was at that game on Saturday in the middle of the day. I go, it's here.
Yeah.
So he's like, what? I go, oh, the moon's up.
The lady and I were out walking the dog last night, and we both looked at it like,
yeah.
that
Today
thing
is
looks
the super
big.
moon.
Tonight is the super
So
moon.
it'll
Damn
be
it.
bigger than it was yesterday.
I was going to go out and get a beer tonight. Now I don't think I am.
Well, my plane got in late, so you could really see that thing.
Sure.
I mean, it was like it lit up the inside of the cabin. If you open up the blind.
God.
Yes.
Nice. Well, and we're fortunate here in the middle of October where we can actually still see this dog.
Trust me, I was
Also,
aware of
it
that.
lit up Rainier. I mean, it really was. It was bright.
The moon's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy, y'all.
There's a Newsweek article of a woman that found her mother's teenage ID and came to the emotional realization that her mom went through a lot as well at the age that she's at. She didn't just have it all figured out and just crush it.
Just
How
because you
old
saw
was
her
this
ID?
woman?
That's basically what it is. She saw her ID, saw her teenage ID, and kind of put years into perspective where it's like she realized how young her mother had her, all that she was going through, having lived through that stage of her life as well. So now she puts into perspective everything that she was going through at that age and letting a baby on top
I mean,
of it.
that's fine, and that is great, and I'm sure that's wholesome. But like, I would get it if your kid's 14.
Right.
You go like, yeah, right. There's a lot going on you don't know about, but you're saying this is an adult.
Yeah.
Going, wow, mom.
Yeah.
You went through crap too. Like, yeah, adulthood's adulthood.
The way that story comes off, though, is just like, mom was ugly, too. Must have sucked for her.
Damn.
Like, found her old ID, and I knew she had a rough childhood.
No wonder
looking
she was
like that.
No wonder she was a single mom.
Right? It's like, Jesus, man.
She's in everybody's phone as the bike.
Whole town knew her. Didn't like her, though.
It's kind of like a scooter. Fun to ride, but you don't want your friends to see you doing it.
Mike's just described Alaska.
All right, put your thinking caps on, boys. Time for the Merriam-Webster word of the day. It is an E-word that it means to make someone feel confused or foolish in front of other people.
Embarrass.
Ted, you nailed it.
Let's go.
Embarrass is the
Go.
word of the day.
That's pretty simple.
Ted's back on top.
I'm not sure I would have got it, but it's a simple word.
Right.
Technically, they're ones I've never heard of before.
Embarrass.
What, are you trying to embarrass me? Has the got it right?
No, I'm saying that half the time
he
he gives the word out. I've never even heard of it before.
Yeah, right.
That one I've heard of.
It's always a crapshoot. A new study found that when it comes to highly polarized situations, open communication is the best way to get through to people.
I think what I could tell these days, you're just supposed to say, you're an idiot.
Right.
But at the top of your lungs.
Yeah.
Correct. And absolutely take their points completely wrong, skew it in the way that fits your narrative, and shut them down.
Or
as the-
very snootily go, wow, that does appear to be a real article. I have not read that. So I saw it happen in person this weekend.
Oh, no kidding.
Somebody went, what's that source from? They went,
This one?
yeah, Washington Post. All right, I don't know about that. They said, all right, how about the Baltimore Sun? It's okay. Just haven't read that.
There you go.
Sorry, why are you yelling about
You
it?
think the mayor of Baltimore is just waking up fast, quoting statistics just willy-nilly?
Right. Just throwing it out there. Here you go.
We can check this.
That's the whole thing. Like, I don't care if you have the beliefs that you do. Just have multiple sources that are reputable.
That is all.
all
Reputable.
And let's
Reputable
stay
sources.
on the topic.
Yes. God, don't change the goalpost when I prove you wrong. Well, what about this? We're not talking about that. We're talking about this.
Right.
According to an
We could have won that game, but we didn't.
But you didn't.
There you go. Now, on this side of things, according to a new study, which has not been peer-reviewed, human DNA may be undergoing transformation thanks to aliens.
Thanks to aliens.
Yeah.
You know why it's not peer reviewed? They said, dude, come on.
Right.
We have a job to do.
Right.
This is not it.
Let's get through this stack of actual good stuff to get through.
Right.
And
Somebody
then-
said, hey, one night an alien's going to make sweet love to you.
Right.
But you will have eternal, like, good blood work and this and that because you got alien blood.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm doing it.
I think I'm with you.
I'm railroading that.
Absolutely.
Oh, no. He's having sex with you.
Whatever.
I must have been sleeping with an alien. The alien's sleeping with you.
Right. You know,
He's got heavy palms and it's resting on your forehead.
you're the couch, not
But
the
what
alien.
if they do it differently than you would expect?
Oh.
That's, well, there's only one way I think.
How many hands do
I
you
can
have?
do it, and it is different.
Wait a minute. Why are you taking your shirt off? Oh, no.
And these 6 other ones will watch.
Pull up a chair.
What is
It's
this?
called German.
Parents are now booking appointments to spend quality time with their kids.
Booking appointments.
Appointments. To
I do.
spend quality time with their kids.
Yeah, but your kids are adults.
Yep. I still do.
But I'm just saying, I think
With an adult.
I think with a little kid, it's a little bit different. You just
Billy, not right now.
That's right.
We have an appointment at 7:30.
That's right.
Billy, you're not penciled in until 6:30. What are you doing what are you knocking on my door
I have
for?
Get out
blocked
of my
out
room.
this
Right.
time frame for you. But you know, that's just, we're getting too busy. At the end of the day, we're just getting too busy, and there's a lot of things that we don't do.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
So this is an AI overview of the 10 things that we used to do but got too busy for.
According to AI.
According to AI and all the information that it's found out there. Number 10, exploring new places. It says the thrill of spontaneously driving to a new town or spending a weekend exploring a nearby city can become a distant memory. Trips become carefully planned, and most of the time is spent focusing on the destination, not the journey.
I do more of just like, where can I get breakfast? That's all. I get on Yelp and say like, okay, what's a good spot for dinner? I feel like this tonight. So I will do that, but I don't really plan my entirety. I've got one thing I want to do.
Right.
You know, and everything else I'll find out.
I have changed the way that I go about my vacations because for a hot minute there, it just became rushing to the airport, rushing to the destination, rushing to the hotel, rushing to have fun before you need to rush back to the airport and rush back to...
Right.
You don't relax at all. So same thing. Anytime that I'm going somewhere, I'm right there with you, Miles. Like, where around the area can we walk to, go grab a beer, go grab some delicious food? What's got good reviews out there? My wife, however, if we go on a trip, she, I kid you not, has a notebook full of all the stuff that we could do.
Well, that's not bad either.
I'm kind of anti that. I'm not
As long as it's
anti
not
that,
planned
it's
out.
this. Right. If I get a hair up my ass and I decide I want to do that, because I'm on vacation, so I'm not trying to do anything other than relax. So, like, all right, let's go do that thing you were talking about 2 days ago, but, like, don't pencil it in before we get there.
Correct.
That's all.
I heard there was a great
I know
museum
you'll do
in
it
town.
as soon as we land.
All right, maybe we'll go check out the museum then. But it's not hard.
Or you go.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's obviously if I go on a trip, there's probably something I want to see or do. But
Sure.
it is I do thoroughly enjoy, especially if it's a new town you've never been in.
Just walk.
Just walk, figure out something. I mean, look, I just did it. It involved family, but like it seemed like every 2 hours I had somewhere new to be.
Right.
So it's like it's not very relaxing.
No, you're not kicking back at all. And one of our favorite vacations, we were down in Phoenix, and we just found out what it's like to live in this spot for 3 days.
Right.
You know, and it is fun when she's got that notebook. It is fun at the end of the day to decompress. You know, you've got a couple roadies that you took up to the room.
Sure.
Then you just start looking through the notebook like, should we do this tomorrow? Should we do that tomorrow?
And that's a much different vibe.
Hell
right?
yeah, dude.
Yeah, and she's into roadies.
Engaging in personal learning. Many people love to learn new things, whether it's a new language, a programming skill, or a historical subject. Unfortunately, structured learning falls off the calendar when your plate is full, leaving you feeling less intellectually stimulated.
Well, yeah, but that's the condition of society.
Right.
Like, right, your plate is full.
Don't
Got
have time
it.
for this no more.
Mm-hmm.
Regular journaling. As a way to process your day and set intentions, journaling can be a powerful tool. However, it's often seen as optional, and when time is short, this reflective practice is one of the first things to be dropped. I No disrespect. I understand that it is a major thing. I have never understood journaling. I don't know what to write. I don't know if I treat the journal as an actual person. I don't know if I just write bullet points. I don't know.
However you want to write would be how you write.
I don't want to write.
And then don't.
I will say journaling, I used to do it, but I hate writing. But journaling's not as tough because you're just writing down your thoughts. As
For your
opposed to trying to
eyes.
write like a paper for a class
Right.
or a presentation at work. You're just kind of jotting down stuff.
All right.
It is fun to go back and look at stuff.
Where was I at 5 years ago?
Well, that's what I was saying about Ohio State. It was years ago, but you could just see in my journal, and I write, currently watching Ohio State versus somebody. I hate Ohio State. And I underlined hate twice.
Did you hate it?
Yeah. And it's like, I'm stone sober, journaling on a Saturday afternoon, just like, I should put this in there. I hate that.
Probably journal like the first 2 years I was in radio. I would just keep track because I very specifically wanted to accomplish some things, and most of my frustrations are working with this dumbass mother effer. None of you guys. That came later. But yeah, just different people you worked with, things that you're like, don't ever do this thing that everyone else says it's successful because they suck.
Gotcha.
Right?
I also think it
you
helps.
can't share that with people.
Right, I think it helps during a breakup, too. It's like reading
Before
something.
you send that text?
Yeah, reading something you've written out, you're kind of like, ugh.
Also remind you to not do things again.
Yep.
But I do it in my notes on my phone. Like, don't get that. That sucks.
That's bad. 10 things we used to do but got too busy for. Mindful relaxation. Try unplugging and being present is a difficult skill to maintain. Activities like sitting quietly to listen to birdsong, enjoying a beautiful sunset, or simply relaxing without a device out of constant digital noise and the pressure to be productive.
I feel like I am productive if I'm not doing those things.
Yeah.
But that's just me because I write all the time or I'm going to play music or whatever. But as soon as I get home, like, I have disconnected. There is no more outside noise, and I will concentrate on the things I want to do.
Absolutely.
The only interruption are the kids talking to you constantly.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
And they're not even scheduled for that time.
Again, Billy. Billy.
Jesus.
Look at the calendar.
7:30, man. How clear does the email have to be?
I put it in the living room for a reason.
Right,
That's your slot.
It said in parentheses, unless game goes to overtime.
Right.
Billy, it's in overtime.
This has been penciled in, damn it.
That's why I penciled you in, jackass.
Unstructured time with friends. Spontaneous nights out, long coffee dates, or leisurely evenings talking until late are often replaced by quick, scheduled get-togethers. Your social life becomes a list of appointments to be squeezed in. I feel this. I used to spend weekends, the entirety, hanging with my brother-in-law either at my house or his, and we would play video games until 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Now that is relegated to maybe 2 hours on a Friday night, maybe 2 hours on a Saturday night. By Sunday, football's on.
It's a weird thing, though, like, because there's two different groups, right? There's the friends where, you're right, as adults, and everyone has kids and all this crap, right? You do have to schedule time to see each other. We did it this weekend. Cool. Had a great time. And then there's going to the bar, where it's an entirely different set of friends, but it's always just haphazard.
Yeah.
Maybe they're there, maybe they're not, but you still go in anyway. So I found that's kind of a good balance.
Yeah.
You know, the people we've known the longest, we're going to have to schedule this. The people we've known for a couple of years, just go to the bar. They're there.
Yeah. And sometimes we can just hang out at that bar.
Yes.
Right.
I heard
you
about
to
you
five
the
of
other
them.
day.
We gotta go to another one. What's going on over there?
I came in, our buddy Joe was like, hey, man, Ted was in there with Taryn and Buddy Rob. I said, oh, yeah. Just bitching up a storm about some things that are going to But that got me fired up, and I'm like, yeah, he's right. Joe's like, I should not have brought it up. And even my wife's like, you truly should not have brought this up. I'm like, well, he's not wrong.
Right. I was in a packed bar. The football game was already kicking off. Man, let's just go down there and meet those guys. I'm like, all right. So we get down there. There's not a seat.
Correct.
It's standing room only.
Yeah.
I just left two great, comfortable stools.
Got good spots.
With chicken wings all around me. I
My
could
tab's
order.
open.
The TV is right in front of me. And now I'm standing in a corner.
Not eating.
With people I don't like.
Ain't this great? Ain't this great?
Getting bumped into.
Cooking elaborate meals. Weeknight gourmet cooking is often replaced by simple quick fix meals or takeout.
I would say once a week I'll get a hair in my ass. Just to make something. I don't know if everyone else is going to eat it, but it's one of those things I'll disappear into the kitchen. My wife's like, what are you making? I go, I do not know, but I've already started making it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we get a little streaky from time to time. You know, when something stressful goes on and maybe, nights are getting a little bit later, like, let's do something short. But when we start thinking about it, especially when, all of a sudden tax man's coming around, like, let's start cooking a little bit more.
I have running to throw at the grocery store all the weekends. What are you making? He says all this stuff. I was like, what about you? I was like, I'm just getting hot dogs.
I know.
Totino's. No, it's a nice day.
Regular exercise. While many people try to stay active, consistent and focused workouts can fall by the wayside.
It is the truth. And once you look, I had to start doing it in May, right? I just was lazy for 2 years and just stopped doing it. And then once you get into the habit of just
I stopped doing this.
Yeah, putting in the time. It's not that hard. It's just it's easy as it is to not. I feel like it's just as easy to get back into the habit.
Exactly. And then this is the last thing that we used to do but got too busy for, except for Steve this last week. Reading for pleasure.
Yeah.
Swapping fiction for business reports or trading a book for endless scrolling is a common habit when time is scarce. You may still read, but it's often for work or quick, mindless distractions, not for the joy of just good stories. Also, the news cycle is always just insane nowadays, to where no matter what it is that you're reading, you're not enjoying what it is that you're doing.
You're going to leave it, right? All
sucks.
the news. Everything.
Sucks.
In any capacity. So, actually, this last week, choked down a couple books. I am happy. What'd you do today? I'm like, I have put a permanent butt crevice on this part of the sofa and permanent heel marks on the coffee table because I got my feet up on the coffee table, read a book, and did nothing
I read
else.
2 news stories and just shut my iPad.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Same crap.
A woman was kicked off of a flight to Malta because she didn't have something, Miles.
What does she not have?
I'll tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is. And as usual, we head to the drink desk. And Steve and Thrillhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast Mr. Nathan Remington of Yorkshire, England. Yes, indeed. He very recently had to go to the emergency room of the hospital. He had severe abdominal pain, sweating, high blood pressure, and cold sweats. Now, initially, the medical staff suspected the man was suffering from food poisoning, but further tests revealed something unusual in his digestive tract, which ended up causing diverticulitis. So now he has a permanent case of that. So what did he do to get himself in the hospital suffering all this pain? This is the dumbest thing I've heard. He ordered 6.6 pounds of Haribo jelly beans from Amazon.
Okay.
And he ate them in 3 days and nothing else.
6 pounds of jelly beans.
6 pounds of jelly beans, sent his ass to the hospital, and as they say, further tests revealed unusually high levels of gelatin in his digestive tract. Yeah, honestly.
See, typically when I think of that, I think about like nuts getting stuck in your.
That's what I
things
always
that get into crevices. Not that you're just backed up with jelly.
But I feel like if you ate 6 pounds of anything over 3 days, you're not going to feel great.
Well, you're not going to feel great. But the problem with this was, to your point, Miles, usually it's nuts. It's the gelatin because it's almost like form-fitting.
Oh, so it fills in the cracks.
It's filled in all of his nooks and crannies.
Yeah. All right.
From gummy bears. Jesus, man. This is a grown-ass man. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
All right, you're going to get tested online now for Profile This, 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
I need a job with a steady paycheck.
I need a job that offers health care on day one for me and my kids.
I want a job where I can get certified in technical roles, like robotics or software engineering.
In communities across the country, hourly Amazon employees earn an average of over $23 an hour, with opportunities to grow their skills and their paycheck by enrolling in free skills training programs and apprenticeships. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
There's luxury, and then there's Monogram. At Judd & Black, you can experience both. Right now, with Monogram's 1 for you, 1 for free rebate, when you purchase select premium appliances, you'll get another absolutely free. Shopping at Judd & Black, you get personalized service, expert guidance, and luxury delivered. Browse online at juddblack.com or find the best deals in our Bellingham showroom off Exit 254. Judd & Black, your hometown appliance store for over 85 years.
When the lows of bipolar depression feel dark, Caplyta is a chance to let in the light. Caplyta lumateperone is available by prescription only and can be taken alone or with lithium or valproate. Unlike some medicines that only treat bipolar 1, Caplyta is proven to deliver significant symptom relief from both bipolar 1 and 2 depression, and in clinical trials, movement disorders and weight gain were not common.
Caplyta can cause serious side effects. Call your doctor about sudden mood changes, behaviors, or suicidal thoughts right away. Antidepressants may increase these risks in young adults. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Caplyta is not approved for dementia-related psychosis or for people under 18. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may be life-threatening, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be permanent. High cholesterol and weight gain may occur, as can high blood sugar, which may be fatal. Monitoring is recommended. These aren't all the serious side effects. Most common side effects include sleepiness, dizziness, nausea, and dry mouth.
Ask your doctor about Caplyta. Visit Caplyta.com or call 888-252-4824.
You've built a great podcast. The content's solid, the audience is growing, but the money, still not where it should be. That's where the Odyssey Creator Lab comes in. We host your podcast for free, so you can keep doing your thing, while our experienced sales team does their thing, finding advertisers and bringing in revenue. No fees, no stress, just real monetization. Apply now at creators.odyssey.com and let us show you the money.
To remind you that 60% of sales on Amazon come from independent sellers, here's John from Devil Dog Pet Company.
We run our family business from Sterling Heights, Michigan, but we can reach customers all over the country thanks to Amazon. Good boy.
Shop small business on Amazon.
Now is a time to reconnect at home with those that matter most. Create your own private retreat of warmth, comfort, and relaxation with a Low-Pi fireplace insert or stove. Handcrafted and built in Mukilteo, Washington, Low-Pi has amazing custom fire designs the whole family will love. Request a quote and visit your local Low-Pi dealer at Innovations for Quality Living on James Street in Bellingham.
People in Whatcom and Skagit County have been choosing North Coast Credit Union for 86 years. But they're not just choosing a credit union. Our members are choosing to support local businesses. They're choosing lower fees and loan rates. They're choosing to take ownership in their communities. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Washington. Visit one of our 5 branches or northcoastcu.com to see why North Coast Credit Union is the obvious choice.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throwhook to please tell everyone how Profile This is played.
Oh, I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Will. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola, gentlemen.
Hola. All right, Will, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Today, you have your choice of one of 3 stories. Today, we offer you Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? We have interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. And finally today, Animalize This, where you guess the animal responsible for causing the problem.
Let's go Animalize This.
All right, police and animal rescuers in Pennsylvania. They're teaming up to attempt to capture multiple escaped animals seen wandering loose near Lancaster County. The Manor Township Police Department, they said officers are working with local animal groups in an attempt to track the animals down, seen running loose in the area of the Conestoga Country Club. Now, police said feeding stations and traps were set up during the weekend in the hopes of bringing the problem to a peaceful end. Authorities urge local residents to leave the critter chasing to the professionals and do not attempt to chase or feed the animals themselves. Now, the origins of the loose animals, they say, are unclear. So the bigger question is, what type of animals are on the loose? Is it emus? Is it turkeys? Is it llamas? Or is it pigs? So emus, turkeys, llamas, or pigs? Oh, my.
You said Lancaster County, PA, right?
Pennsylvania, yep.
Which is Amish land. So turkeys are natural there.
Miles, what are you thinking?
I mean, I'm always going to say emu or llamas, but in this case, golly, I'm going to go emus just based on the fact that they could actually hurt you if they wanted to.
I'm going to say turkeys.
Turkeys.
Jab turkeys.
What'd you say, Miles?
I said emus.
All right, I'll say llamas.
Llamas.
The llamas.
The llamas. Striking. So the question is, what are these animals on the loose in Pennsylvania? Emus, turkeys, llamas, pigs? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to The Men's Room.
I need a job with a steady paycheck.
I need a job that offers health care on day one for me and my kids.
I want a job where I can get certified in technical roles, like robotics or software engineering.
In communities across the country, hourly Amazon employees earn an average of over $23 an hour, with opportunities to grow their skills and their paycheck by enrolling in free skills training programs and apprenticeships. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
Now is a time to reconnect at home with those that matter most. Create your own private retreat of warmth, comfort, and relaxation with a Lopi fireplace insert or stove. Handcrafted and built in Mukilteo, Washington, Lopi has amazing custom fire designs the whole family will love. Request a quote and visit your local Lopi dealer at Innovations for Quality Living on James Street in Bellingham.
People in Whatcom and Skagit County have been choosing North Coast Credit Union for 86 years. But they're not just choosing a credit union. Our members are choosing to support local businesses. They're choosing lower fees and loan rates. They're choosing to take ownership in their communities. Membership is open to anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Washington. Visit one of our 5 branches or northcoastcu.com to see why North Coast Credit Union is the obvious choice.
Story is Animal says on profile. Those police in Pennsylvania are trying to catch multiple animals that are on the loose in Lancaster County.
Yeah.
Authorities say do not approach them, don't feed them, don't try to catch them. Let the pros do that. Question is, what were the animals? Emus, turkeys, llamas, or pigs?
And let us start with our caller, Will, who has since hung up. Will, you went with turkeys. It was not turkeys. B. Ted Smith, you went with llamas.
Llamas.
It was not llamas. That leaves Miles of Montgomery went with emus.
Oh, you got it.
Was it pigs?
It's freaking pigs, dude.
I almost went pigs, but I was like,
that's the least interesting answer. That's why I figured no one's going to guess it, just because it's not interesting.
I mean,
I don't know why they're dangerous, but
well, yeah.
I mean, it's feeling if you're going to feed a pig can be happy to see.
That's what I'm saying.
Like what?
Stay away from the pig.
It's a pig, man.
I mean, if you can just give them like a Twinkie,
food, right? They'll follow you home
and pick them up.
I don't know, man. Maybe they got a real attitude, those pigs.
You know, it's Amish pigs. You know, who knows?
Now, for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
A lot of attitude on that pig. All right, your choices today. You got the Jimmies,
Fallon and Kimmel.
You got Seth Meyers, Stephen Colbert, SNL, Bill Maher, or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It is right there. The Taiwanese guys have teams of talented writers, something from their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
Chimpanzee researcher Jane Goodall has died at the age of 91. The family has requested, instead of sending flowers, please throw feces.
SNL.
Yeah, I'll see.
Yeah,
we can
SNL.
know.
Chimpanzee researcher Jane Goodall has died at the age of 91. The family requests that in lieu of sending flowers, please throw feces.
Almost 70% of the military is overweight. The song the Marines sing now is from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of XXX.
Fallon.
Bill Maher.
Almost 70% of the military is overweight. The song the Marines sing now is from the halls of Montezuma to the shores of XXX.
Police in Florida pulled over a Camry last weekend after it was caught racing a motorcycle at 3 a.m., going 124 miles per hour. The driver claimed he was speeding because he had to use the bathroom. That story again, your Camry could do 125 miles per hour.
The Ted Smith?
I'll with you.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. That is the news.
Hey, great car, but
Like
you don't see him
125?
flying.
No.
Sean Combs was sentenced on Friday to 4 years in prison. And I'll be honest, it's hard to watch someone I love get punished, but that's what Diddy would do.
SNL.
Bill Maher.
SNL.
Sean Combs was sentenced on Friday to 4 years in prison, and I'll be honest, it's hard for me to enjoy watching someone I love get punished, but that's what Diddy would do.
It's being reported that major talent agencies are interested in signing an AI-invented actress named Tilly Norwood. The AI-generated actress got her start after she had a hotel meeting with AI Harvey Weinstein.
I'll say we can update.
Yeah, we can update.
It was reported that major talent agencies in Hollywood are interested in signing a new AI-generated actress named Tilly Norwood. The AI-generated actress got her start after she had a hotel meeting with AI Harvey Weinstein.
So obviously we've been here 20 years, right? Mm-hmm. I do watch Seahawks, right? And I've been in the national title game. I support the Washington Huskies. But I've never lied about I'm a Maryland fan first.
Sure.
So was back in Maryland. God damn it. They're up 20-3 in that fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter. Yeah.
Right. So shout out to all my Cougs fans that were buddies that were texting me like, give it to them. And then I was like, yep. And then credit to Washington. That offense caught fire. Yep. They ended up winning 24-20. Yeah, needless to say. But I guess I would say shout out to like the three dudes I saw at the beer stand. They knew the show. They had flown in. Yeah, Scooter, it was nice meeting you at the bar.
I was this close to texting our group chat just to dish it out to our boy Marshawn because it's like, look at a little one-sided over there in Maryland. And all of a sudden, I went away for a while, checked out the scores, like, by God, they did it.
Wait until the end of the game.
Maryland needs to learn that. I did think for a minute we were going to get thrown out of the stadium. Somebody in our group, won't say who, might have had a few too many Orange Crushes, was very loud. And then my buddy Marshawn and my buddy Rob were sitting in the row in front of us.
So it wasn't him.
It wasn't them. In their purple. And then my other buddy Will, every time Maryland score, he would go over and just kind of dry hump their back. So they were just like, you guys are killing us.
Right.
We got Will messing with us. You guys are screaming in our ears. So yeah, when they came back and won, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah. My son even asked, he said, what happened? I was a Ravens fan. I said, there's obviously something contaminated in the entire state of Maryland's water supply, and it only affects the football teams.
Yeah, unbelievable. And then we sucked it up. Got on an early morning flight. We're going to be back in Seattle for the time of the Seahawks game, right?
Wait, like what time did you get on a flight?
That flight departed Baltimore at 7:55.
So 4:55 here. Jeez.
Brutal.
Right?
Brutal.
But don't worry, Smiles.
Brutal.
My buddy can get back in time to hang out with the fam. I have plenty of time to watch that game. Seahawks game, just score. It
was a great game.
And then they lost right at the end of the fourth quarter. So I'm just like,
come on, Mariners.
Like, come on, right? So you're right. Now, full disclosure.
One game left.
I didn't mean to, but definitely took a nap on my couch. You know, one of those ones where you wake up like, oh, I took a nap. Yeah, and it's like the fifth inning, and I'm like, Mariners, give me something. So it was good to see the Mariners pull out a win. And, like, Seahawks, two thing, right? Because Mike and I are always texting during the game. They did have a lot of DBs out. Tampa Bay, I do think, is a good team.
They're a good team.
But it's just tough. And then to lose again at home, right? We did the same thing with the Niners.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I don't know. I don't think it's anything to do with the coaching staff or this or that. Like, just those home losses just keep piling up. And it's like, they got to start winning these close games.
It also reminded me of being a kid, watching those guys come out in the same uniforms that they wore when they were introduced in the league.
I would say easily the best uniform matchup
the throwbacks,
I've seen all year.
Oh, yeah.
And look, man, I mean, it was still a great game. You could be a Ravens fan.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
Well, and as
my son even just said, I said, look, there's nothing to get upset about. At some point, you just have to accept you're bad. Our team is hot trash. That's just what they are this season. Who knows why? So my son said, look, I don't want to suck a little bit. He's like, if they're going to be this bad, I want it to be historically bad. And I'm like, you know what, man? So that's kind of our thing now. Like, don't F up and win a goddamn game. Mm-hmm. Defense is on pace to give up more freaking points than has ever been scored in the NFL. I'm like, you're right. If we're going to do this, man, then suck right.
There is a threshold that you pass. You know, nobody wants to be on the losing end of a heartbreaker. However, you at least appreciate that your team did well. You know, as far as the Seahawks go, we had a lot of people missing on defense. I don't chalk that up to anything other than it was just not our game. We played a very good team. Our defense was Swiss.
And you played a great game.
The other side of it is that you could either lose handily to another team, and when you get beat, it sucks, and it sucks bad. However, if you get beat down, if you are absolutely floored, you can just throw your hands up and just say, you know what, we had.
That's what the last 3 weeks. That's where I've been. After 3 weeks ago, Ravens played Detroit. Detroit drove a 96-yard drive and then had a 91 or 92. And I looked at my son in that moment, and I said, we're doomed. He goes, well, I said, look, man, if you're deep twice in one game, if you cannot stop another team, and I know Detroit's good, hold them to a field goal. That's what good teams do. We're making them look great. I said, I'm telling you the season's over. It's not worth getting upset about anymore. So yesterday, we broke into applause because we got a touchdown.
Right.
Like, I mean, we're just getting shellacked, and it's red zone, right? So they cut over to the Ravens game. And we're like, oh, not another one. I mean, Houston just kept scoring. We got a touchdown. The game's out of reach. We didn't care. We're like, yeah, bitches, that's right. You can't keep us down. You can beat us by 34 points.
We got a YouTube comment. As a Panthers fan, I just hope they all have fun.
Dude,
I don't even know what you have those close games like that, right? Because, like, obviously the buddies that were with us that were Washington fans, like, well, that was a great game. Now, some of my people in my family were very salty. We're like, F this, F that. And I was like, he's not wrong. It sucked for our end. But if you had just been watching that game, it's a great game to watch. It's the same thing yesterday. I think I even said to Mike when there's 2 minutes left, I go, either way, this is a great game to watch.
I think there's a difference. I think the Seahawks game yesterday was a good game. It started good, it stayed good, it ended good, right? Might not have ended the way you wanted, but it was a game. If you're a passive NFL fan, you would sit down and watch that game because they're just throwing blows at each other. That Maryland UW game was not a good game. UW had an impressive fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Right. The game was boring as Maryland just beat the living hell out of them. And then in the fourth quarter is the exact opposite. But like a good game, I don't know.
Well, look, I said this off the air, but I mean, I'm in the stands in that fourth quarter on that last drive for UW. And we have 3 timeouts. There's only like 2.5, 3 minutes. So I fathomed trying to save timeouts. But I literally went, you got to take a timeout.
You have to.
Or jump off sides. I'll give up 5 yards. But you could just feel the momentum, right? It was like every Maryland player was just standing on their heels like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, stop the clock. Like, do something. They don't. You could hear me just screaming, stop the clock. They toss a pass, score a touchdown. My buddies were just like, hey, you were right. I was like, I know.
No,
I don't want to be right.
They scored a touchdown, the clock stopped.
Yeah, exactly. You did it.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
good job,
congratulations.
Guys. Good job.
Right. And at no point did they run the ball. You had such a big lead, you could have just sat on it.
I don't know why they did.
But either way, kind of an up and down weekend. The main thing is, though, good for the Mariners. People are fired up. Yep. I was telling Mike doesn't like to talk about it too much. You don't want to jinx them. I still think that team, it's just a different vibe than a couple years ago. They snuck into the playoffs. You're kind of like,
they're coming in with belief this time.
Right. In baseball, look, it's just odd because I didn't like that the Mariners just sat around for a week, right? Mm-hmm. So you had that. Now, it's so long over that course. Who knows what's going to change? Like Toronto right now just can't stop, right?
Jesus, right.
They're just on fire. But who knows? Their buzzsaw could be in the next round.
I was going to say.
Who gets hot and who gets cold?
Right now it's tied, and the Mariners' bats haven't come alive.
Correct. That's what I think.
If their bats, yeah, exactly. Just get the win, and when those bats come alive, you're going to see what you saw all season.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Mike, you're right to say that. It helped you all year.
I don't blame your
hate on him.
I don't blame your thought process.
We can't get to the championship series. That's just not what we do.
Yeah. I say it all the time if I'm on a date. There's no way I can get erect.
Right.
There's no way we're going to have that. I'm not even going to have to think about that. Uh-oh.
Little reverse psychology.
Yeah, exactly. She won't kiss me.
We should have gone to that third bar. I was just like, I'm ready for action. It is 1 a.m.
She's not feeling Randy on this drive home.
I'll get at you in the morning.
I haven't had that since high school. Why would I have that now?
You don't do that at this age.
Yeah, exactly. I'm too old for that.
I wouldn't want it if you wanted it.
No, exactly. Ooh, yucky.
Yucky.
I'm trying to drive.
Yucky poopy.
That's dangerous.
I would also say, I met a guy. He used to work with my brother, right? He's in all husky gear, and his wife is with him, right? I will just say this. If you live in this area, like, look, there could be issues in Seattle and stuff, but just the Northwest in general, the weather, the scenery. So at one point, it's me and this guy kind of on the side. He's like, you still live in Seattle? I go, I do. Live in North Seattle. And he's like, you remember that one year? We had like 60 or 50-some days straight of rain. I go, yeah. And he goes, it broke my wife. Her family's from this area, so we moved here. And he looks at me, he goes, I miss the Northwest. Like, what? He goes, I hate these summers. He's like, I'm dying out here. It's still humid. And he's
it's so hot.
He's like, I miss the Northwest so much.
I'm dying out here.
Then he started goofing on his one kid. He's like, I took him out there this summer, and he's like, what mountain is that? I'm like, son, that's just a mountain with snow on it.
I met somebody in Florida like that who live in Delaware. I'm like, why are you living in Delaware? This is the bar in the airport in Houston. And he goes, Man, we used to live in Kirkland, but my wife was going to kill me or divorce me, so I had to move.
Because of the weather.
She was like, yeah.
He's like me.
She was turned into a vampire.
Right, he loves the. I'm with you. I was like, I can't wait to get back out there. Put a hoodie on. Amy Poehler, I think I agree with her on this one. She was on a podcast talking about basically how are the comedies not recognized by the Oscars?
We've been saying that for years.
No idea.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because
they'll say best like comedy or musical.
Yeah, no, I mean, they don't really mean it.
They don't mean it.
No, it's like the fourth award that they give away.
It should be like Naked Gun. They should be up for the best comedy movie so far this year.
Well, Benedict Cumberbatch, right? He's a famous actor. Everybody knows him. But he's
Doctor Strange.
It's something on my penis, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. Some Doctor Strange.
So he's on the podcast with Amy Poehler, and he said, if you can do comedy, you can do anything. I really do believe that. So, of course, Amy Poehler's like, yeah, you don't have to tell me. Every single year at the Oscars, everybody gets blanked, and all the serious people get up and accept. And I like her. She goes, I think it's a BS that comedy's not. It's not as easy as people think.
I don't know why it's not recognized.
And those are the legendary movies. You know, those are the ones that you'll watch them over and over and over again. Like, well, I know you'll get into a heavier movie, but I tend to go more light when I watch a movie.
Right, like I have a soft spot for war movies, but outside of that, you're right. Generally, if you're going to rewatch it, it's a comedy.
How many people here have seen Citizen Kane?
Yes.
How many times have you watched it?
One.
Exactly.
That's
all. So you say this movie's this great cinematic masterpiece, and it is truly a subjective thing, because I think it's hot garbage. But the point is, I saw this movie that routinely is brought up as being this class. This is the way movies. I never need to see it again. No. But if Caddyshack's freaking on, then I'm going to watch it.
I can have a last show that I'm watching in a series, you know? And tonight's going to be a night I watch that. If Step Brothers is on, I'm watching Step Brothers.
Right.
Easy yield.
We don't like to reward people for bringing joy.
No. There was about 3 hours on Saturday where people keep yelling at my friends. Crab cake and football is what Maryland does. Right. There was about 3/4 we were yelling it at.
Yes.
So that's from
yes, exactly. Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers. Trying to prove a point there.
No one's screaming, I drink your milkshake.
Right. I've abandoned my child.
Ma, meatloaf. Mom, come on.
Monday Night Football. You got the Jaguars hosting the Chiefs. After this weekend, the Jaguars might beat them by 30 points. Who knows?
I know.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate you listening to The Men's Room.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Michigan man is upset that someone won the big state lottery. Then he realizes it was him. Meanwhile, a woman is busted stealing a crystal ball and now realizes that her future is looking grim. Pastor kicked off a flight for not having an EpiPen. A deer caught up in a hammock was looking for a peaceful moment of zen. And a 17-year-old wakes up from a nap to find a bear in her house, stealing food from the kitchen. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, our top story. The airlines are at it again. This time we go to Munich, where a woman's allergies kept her from flying. She's got a cacao allergy and has flown multiple times, simply informing the crew, who then make an announcement for passengers to take her into consideration. But on a trip from Malta to Munich, she was told to inform the flight crew prior to boarding her return flight. She received an email response asking her to have emergency supplies at the ready, meaning an EpiPen in her carry-on luggage. But since she's never been prescribed one nor needed one, she elected not to get one and stuck with antihistamine pills.
All right, which has worked for her, obviously.
Right. Side note,
what is cacao?
Chocolate.
Thank you.
Side note, if all you need is antihistamine pills, why
are they so worried?
Right, why do we need to make an announcement about it? Anyway, but when she informed the crew about her allergy after boarding, once again, they asked for her EpiPen. When they found out that she didn't have one, they told her that she wouldn't be able to fly that day. She spent another night in the area in contact with her general practitioner, getting a prescription for the EpiPen so that she could have it at the ready for her next flight.
I'm assuming if she breathes in chocolate.
Right. Could possibly have a reaction.
Then she needs to bring that.
But the fact that she doesn't have it tells me that it's not an anaphylaxis, I'm choking, I can't breathe situation. If all she needs is antihistamine pills, that tells me that she's never had a reaction.
She knows what she needs. This has happened to her before.
Right.
Right.
So the fact that they make an announcement on the plane.
Right.
Like, no chocolate for you. Like, I just bought 2 chocolate bars.
Exactly.
And now, like,
That's kind of where I'm at.
Should I not eat this?
Could you take the pill before you get on the plane? Just to say, look, I took my stuff. I'm good to go.
Like, I'm sorry to be this guy, but I will be this guy. It's like, okay, if all you need is antihistamine pills, you haven't had a reaction bad enough that's warranted an EpiPen, why are we making such a big deal that you have an allergy?
Why does the pilot...
You brought it up.
Yeah, why does the pilot need to make an announcement?
Right. I'm sorry if you get itchy on the plane. Okay, nut allergies? Like, all right, I get that. You're gonna die up there. Absolutely.
Yeah, but they got an EpiPen.
Right. It's like, you don't need the EpiPen. Okay, then why are we making,
bring it up?
Why are we making a deal about it at all?
I am the main event.
So here's the thing. So she got the EpiPen after having to spend another day there, right?
Right.
But when she goes in for round 2, they have no clue who she is and had no issue making the announcement and going as usual.
Right.
So now she's in a PR battle with the airline about the situation. I felt like a criminal when they kicked me off the plane. It's like, if you'd have just shut up, you'd have been fine.
They did not screen you for this.
Right.
You told them.
But if you're, I don't know.
Like, I need to
Is
hear
there
more
not
about
enough
this.
like rows distance?
Right.
I mean, my thought, I don't know what proximity she would be in, but obviously if I'm about to break open a chocolate bar and she brings it up, I'm going to eat it slowly. I'll just be like, fine.
But that's the thing, is that if you have like a nut allergy or something where you could have an anaphylactic reaction, like the recycled air that you got in there, like it doesn't matter where you're at in the plane. If there's nuts on there, then they're exposed. They're gonna they're gonna have a reaction. But again, if all you need is the antihistamine pills, that tells me you get itchy.
Just take the pill.
Hey, call it good. Anyway, there's clearly stuff that I don't know about this. I don't know.
No, me too.
In other news, we go to Minnesota where a best man lived up to his title. I love this story. Authorities were called to a wedding venue on reports of an altercation. The story goes that in the waning hours of the wedding, an uninvited guest arrived at the wedding wearing formal attire and stormed his way to the groom. Great idea, by the way. The intruder confronted the groom about not showing up to a funeral that had occurred and allegedly became agitated enough to shove the groom. This is when the best man had had enough. And he pulled a gun before uttering, quote, "We aren't playing that S," and then shot the intruder in both legs. Wow.
Yeah, both legs. Damn.
Before fleeing the scene with his family. I just love that he got the cool line out. "We aren't playing that." Pow!
And hit both legs.
Yes.
Yeah, because that won't ruin the wedding day.
That's right.
Nothing to see here, just a man bleeding.
It's already ruined at that point.
Yes.
He's shoving the groom. The victim told authorities that he was just there to pick up his kids and family from the wedding and confronted the groom about the missed events, but disputes that he put hands on him, claiming the groom was the one to do the shoving. Charges are being filed and the best man was arrested.
I have said this before. I've only once seen a fist fight at a wedding, and it was the same situation. Right? Somebody was picking up
somebody.
Kids. All right. Right, like my buddy has a daughter with a woman. She has a new guy. He showed up and proceeded to get into it with my buddy. It was just like, like this. Like, look, I get it's coming from a funeral. You're probably pissed. Just not the place.
Right.
Right. That's all.
Right.
Read the room, brother.
Right. Call me tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. pissed and come after me.
And you're not going to find much more of a one-sided argument on who people agree with than the guy whose wedding day it is.
Yeah, no kidding.
Correct.
He could be a complete a-hole, but that day, we got to take his side.
He's king today. That's right. But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
We go to Michigan, where disappointment turned into celebration. A local man bought into the local lottery, as he's been known to do, and bought himself 30 draws of his favorite game. He watched as the drawings took place to no avail and decided to head out, with the idea that if he got home and the drawings were still going on, that he would head to the bar to finish out the game, which he did. He, like so many others, checked his phone to discover, to his disappointment, that somebody had won the jackpot of more than $500,000. But his disappointment soon turned into excitement when he actually checked his ticket to find out that he was the one who was the winner. Now he says he doesn't know what he's going to do with all this money, but likely we'll just go ahead and invest it.
No, don't worry, the taxes they'll take care of it.
No kidding, dude. Men's Room Sports, big weekend for Seattle sports once again as the Seahawks hosted the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for a throwback-clad game yesterday. Unfortunately, our injury-laden defense couldn't hold the Bucs long enough and were bested with a walk-off field goal by Tampa Bay. So maybe next week.
Yeah, and guy in the corner of the end zone, don't yell at Baker Mayfield. He plays better pissed off.
Right. Can we not? Meanwhile, the Mariners started their playoff run here at home over the weekend against the Detroit Tigers and walked away with a tied 1-1 series. This is a best of 5, so they got the night off as they head to Detroit for another 2 games against the Tigers. Hopefully they can keep the magic alive. They need 2 more wins to move on to the conference series. Game 3 will be on tomorrow afternoon. As far as what you're going to watch tonight, you got NBA preseason over on NBA Network, more baseball playoffs on TBS and True TV, and Monday Night Football between the Chiefs and the Jags over on ESPN. As far as your weather, clear skies are dropping things down to a low of 48 tonight. Should be clear, so check out that super moon, and we've got another beautiful sunny and 71 day to look forward to tomorrow. That is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawkazan.
Thanks, so we appreciate it. One hit wonders tomorrow with the Daily Mix Morning morning show and sit and spin. The lovely Jolene's coming up next.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. But in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
To remind you that 60% of sales on Amazon come from independent sellers, here's John from Devil Dog Pet Company.
We run our family business from Sterling Heights, Michigan, but we can reach customers all over the country thanks to Amazon. Good boy.
Shop small business on Amazon.
There's luxury, and then there's Monogram. At Judd & Black, you can experience both. Right now, with Monogram's one for you, one for free rebate, when you purchase select premium appliances, you'll get another absolutely free. Shopping at Judd & Black, you get personalized service, expert guidance, and luxury delivered. Browse online at juddblack.com or find the best deals in our Bellingham showroom off Exit 254. Judd & Black, your hometown appliance store for over 85 years.
What's up, guys? It's Candace Dillard-Bassett.
And I'm Michael Arsenault, and this is Undomesticated.
We're putting it all on the kitchen table and inviting you to the function. Follow and listen to Undomesticated, available wherever you get your podcasts.